appliances. People, here's how it starts out. Oh, it also happens with houses, fences, siding, windows. Here's what happens. You spend money with someone, and then you seem compelled to keep going back to them even when they do a bad job because you insist on getting your money's worth. I call it the keep going back syndrome. So we had a case the other day with a car. All right, they got screwed. They said, well, you better make it right. They go back. They go back and something else goes wrong. They keep doing this, and they keep doing it over and over and over. Why? They say, by damn it, I'm going to get my money's worth. And what they're doing is throwing good money after bad. Now, what you do is go to someone else, attack the problem, document it, and go back after that person and go back to them for losses. But don't keep going back if they've proven to be unworthy. Then we have just the opposite. We have some people who have a warranty, they have a problem, they call the guy says, okay, we'll fix it, and then they say, no, I don't want you to, I've lost trust in you. Those people are just the opposite of keep going back. They're the never go backs. They're the people that no matter what, they stop trusting. When you call the show with a problem, the very first thing we say is at least give them one opportunity to fix it. Bill, you wanted to talk about E470. What is it, Bill?
Well, I got a bill the other day.
Yeah.
I had been on E470, and I checked it out, and it was a trailer that was stolen from me several months ago. And so I called them and told them, I said, that's not my trailer. And they said, well, you'll have to prove it.
You just sent them the police report saying it's stolen. We dealt with this.
Just hold on, Bill. We have dealt with this with E470. Hang on. We'll be right back with you and more coming up.
This is Denver's okay, never mind. I got here. Ideal. In the afternoon, 6:30, KHOW.
How much time after Ideal?
4 minutes.
Good. Excellent. That's a good, you know what, break.
Good.
I drive the truck down in fantastic shape compared to where the rest of
Circle the parking lot for 40 minutes.
I
circle the parking lot 40 minutes.
Oh, come on.
40 minutes.
Don't they have valet?
The valet parking is just backed up just as long right now.
That's because there's no other. So you could not make it.
Physically couldn't make it. 40 minutes. I drove around. I'm done with the guy anyway. It's been almost.
What is he doing for you?
Endocrinologist. He also does.
Okay, let me do this.
Clearing out overnight in a low of 53. Right now, mostly cloudy skies in Denver and 72. Your impact traffic
He's on hold now.
6:30 K-How.
No one wants to wake up to find their overmeter is compromising their smartphone. Landlord now includes protection for your identity and devices. Limited time offer, get 50% off.
Okay, so is this working? Okay, gotcha. Ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan. There are so many reasons to go to Ideal. Here's the first one, okay? You don't just get approved and get a loan. Oh, don't think it takes a long time. You get approved. But then they say, okay, you have approved credit, let's make it better. You'd be surprised. With me, they just corrected an address. With other people, they say, pay this one card down $40. That's just the part of the algorithm that gives you a higher score. They know it. They tweak your credit legally quickly, and it gives you better pricing. One guy saved $200 a month by making a $40 payment. Yes, they can do that. They also have the interest rate guarantee. That's perhaps the best. So if rates go down, you don't say, oh, man, I missed the boat. You go back to Ideal, and you know what they do? They refinance you, and it's free. So you have a 2-year guarantee, and when you refinance, you get another 2 years. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000, Ideal.
Did something on the cameras.
Oh, yeah, look at the new.
So you got that one? Yeah. So it's in there. So you stuck it over there. You still have this one.
Suzanne's behind the microphone.
I just,
there you go.
I just took away the one that was just him.
Gotcha. Okay.
And look, I backed this one out to where we actually fit in it.
Right.
I'm a genius!
You found the problem?
Yeah, it's back up. This snowball microphone, I don't know if it's the cable or this, but as soon as we plug it into something, everything goes haywire. Now that we're up, unplug just the mouse and put it in here. I want to see if this works.
So what does it mean by not having that microphone?
We got to use this microphone on this camera.
But that's only during
the brakes right now, because it's going out on the,
Yeah, we watch it.
yeah, it's going out on the, internet.
So it didn't take these out.
The internet.
Now, I'm guessing because
He has to switch over.
I think it's the
From
cord.
these
You
mics to
notice
that
it's
mic
dead?
during break, and back here anyway. It's a minor miracle, it all works. Oh, I thought I've seen you before. You're from New York, aren't you?
Well, we work in New York, we're Florida now.
Oh, okay, well, that's what happens to all older New Yorkers.
I know.
They all migrate south.
Well, you'd have to if you lived in New York.
Yes.
You know, I could, just like this thing today, a 40-minute circle in parking lot, trying to find a place to park. That's one reason
Yeah, where was this you were talking about?
it's called the Institute campus over here. It's where a whole bunch of hospitals are
It's
in.
pretty much the best of the best,
Pretty much, but that doctor I've been seeing,
except for parking.
2 days it'll be a month. They ran out of blood pressure medication. The pharmacist's been calling, he hasn't renewed it.
Jeez,
I'm a
that's
nurse.
crazy.
Really?
But my blood pressure went way down off of it.
Are you kidding? What was the
Do you
name
think
of
it
it?
had anything to do about not shutting down?
No, I think it was purely
And actually,
that
there's another
cable.
one too, like-
Hopefully it's the cable, not actually the unit.
There was 2 of them, and it was
This is
127
really
over 80 yesterday,
Beautiful.
and it's been terrible.
This mic or
I've been on
this
medication.
tripod are the best.
So you're gonna try
The
with
best,
that?
yeah.
Sure gonna try with something.
You know, we went to a wedding on
Well,
Sunday.
I can't even talk to the doctor. I can't see him.
Sunday. That's what I said, at 4
I'm
o'clock,
gonna,
right here in the
he's on
breakfast
the
room.
end on Tuesday mornings, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So I have.
But listen, it was in a tap house.
I'm going to do that.
They had a, open
I live-
bar, they had chicken sandwiches and barbecue. It was very good, actually.
Over here.
Probably 50, 60, 70 people. Very quick ceremony, like, 10
Be
to
a
12
volunteer
minutes.
puppy raiser. Oh, yeah,
Is that
like I
fun?
could give them away then. Be a volunteer
Yes.
puppy raiser.
Stephanie, or her
Foster
sister.
care.
Oh, God.
Then you have to give them up.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Me neither.
I keep it.
I saw something on 9 yesterday, I thought, I almost sent you a text to watch it. It had to be the stupidest story. I had no idea why it was on the 6 o'clock news. It was worse than the puppy stories. It was so stupid.
They have
I got the funny stuff.
I cannot read. It was so stupid. I can't even remember what it was.
I was still upstairs. My wife was downstairs and also.
Oh, here's what it was. Ready? So it was like Dr. Science was on there. They had 2 metal balls, and he would hit them together in between a piece of paper to emulate how a cap would work from an old cap gun. Now, why that was on, I have no clue whatsoever.
Oh,
Our dogs didn't even bark at it.
Oh my God, this is so bad.
Yeah.
About his dogs, his stray dogs went into their house.
and got into bed.
Gotta know bed is my life. That's why she woke up screaming wolf.
Wolf, wolf. She said wolf.
Did you hear he stopped taking his blood pressure medicine and it went down?
Normal now.
Oh, you got off of it? Hi, Tom Martino.
303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Deputy Clint, be thinking if you have any follow-ups. And Bill, you have an E470. Now, listen, this happens a lot. We, in fact, got to know the people at E470. We even had them on for an interview. They handle things for us, but they handle things for consumers most of the time. However, it has to be their problem, meaning this is not their problem. This is your problem that it was stolen. Technically, you're supposed to let them know immediately when something is stolen, and they deactivate that. And then they would go by the, So did they have a plate or a sticker that went back to you? Bill? You know what? Bill's not there. You know why, Mark? Because you mentioned something. Do you know what you mentioned?
Yeah, I said if he didn't report it stolen, he's probably full of crap.
That's exactly right. Here's the bottom line. What thief steals a trailer and keeps the original license plate on it? Because it wouldn't have a windshield sticker if it's a trailer. It's going to have a license plate. What thief steals a trailer and then keeps the original license plate? Come on.
And who doesn't report a stolen trailer stolen?
I'm going to mark that solved. Jim, what's happening with you, Jim? Welcome. What's going on?
I was asking if cleaning stuff for a car should have a warning label on it.
Yes, it should, if it's going to cause some kind of dermatitis or if it's going to eat away chrome or tires? What specifically are you talking about?
Well, I got some Armor Wall leather gel, and I applied it to my truck, and I got it on my hands, and I wiped my legs and my underarms, and I got third-degree burns. My skin peeled and blistered.
Jim, are you sure there is nothing on that label, nothing at all about being irritable to skin?
No, there's nothing.
What was it called?
Armor All.
You got to go online to Armor All leather gel, and there's a 5-page warning say it burns your skin. My lap burns all the way down.
Jim, come on, man. Now, going online's one thing, but
I have pictures of it.
You know, I don't think somebody could make the argument that you should have gone online first. I'd like to get one of our personal injury attorneys on to address this as a general topic. Product liability is a very real thing. However, most all the time, there are assumed risks. That's number one. Number two, let me tell you what an assumed risk is. You climb on a ladder and you fall off. That's not the ladder's fault. It's an assumed risk that you could fall. There are other assumed risks that are more tricky, but that's a good example of an exaggerated one. With you, how could you assume it was going to eat your skin? I want to see the photos, and we're going to get a personal injury attorney. Hang on. 303-713-TALK. Angel, what's going on with your apartment building? We have a line open at 303-713-TALK. I'm going to get through these calls quickly, and I'll let you know whenever a line is open. So are you a tenant, Angel?
Yes.
And what's the problem?
Yes, I am. Well, there's numerous problems going on here. They're trying to get me kicked out of here, but I'm not leaving because it's illegal what they're doing to me. There's no way for them to kick me out. I haven't done anything wrong.
Were you paying? You're paying your rent, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I am, sir. Basically, what they're doing is breaking my doors down every couple days. They spray painted white paint on my front door.
Hold on. Are you talking about the landlord doing this?
Yes, and the maintenance man.
No. Why would they break your door down? It doesn't make sense. Tell me the whole story. How did this all start? It must have started sometime.
Well, I've lived here for 11 years, and the whole time I've lived in these different buildings, they've been trying to kick me out, and they're doing that to everybody here.
Why are they trying to kick you out?
I have no idea.
But listen, Angel, here's what doesn't make sense. There's no such thing as a 10-year lease for a residence. Mm-hmm. So they've had plenty of time to get rid of you by simply not renewing your lease. Huh?
Yeah. They can't get rid of me because I haven't done anything wrong. So they're going about this
Angel,
illegal.
Angel, let me just tell you a few things just so you have accurate information. Let's say I had a tenant that did nothing wrong, and they have a 1-year lease. I can say at the end of the lease, giving no reason whatsoever, I do not want to renew the lease. They don't have to find something wrong. If the tenant says to the judge, Your Honor, I did nothing wrong, and then I say as the landlord, she's right, she did nothing wrong, I simply am not renewing the lease. I have a right to do that.
Yes, but I live in low-income housing. It's like housing.
That's different. That's different. So you were getting subsidized rent?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's different. Okay, so what do you mean they're trying to get rid of you? They're trying to make it unpleasant?
No, they're flooding. Yesterday when I went to the store for 20 minutes, I come back and they flooded my apartment through the apartment upstairs.
Why would they do that? They're only destroying their own property. Come on, that doesn't make sense.
She sounds like a nut.
Well, Angel, Angel, I have to admit, okay, even though I have an uncouth partner here, you do sound nutty when you say they purposely flooded upstairs.
No, this is what's happening, sir. This is exactly what's happening. And I called the police. The police come over here and don't do nothing about it.
Well,
and
they must.
They're trying to. Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
They're trying to fix.
Do you think the landlord would really risk ruining his own property by flooding it?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do, and that's what they're doing. And they're also, they ruined all of my electronics, all of my children's medication.
Here comes Peter Cottontail.
Everything, sir. And what's going on is they called me to the office to tell me that I would have to sign a 30-day notice, and I didn't sign it, and I'm still here because I haven't done anything wrong, so
now,
I can't legally kick me out.
I want to make a list very quickly. They flooded the apartment upstairs to get rid of you. That's one. Hold on. I'm going to put that down as flood. What else did they do?
Okay.
They broke down your
And I have one more
door.
thing. The lady upstairs
Stole her
that
kid's
they went in
medication.
Hold on. What?
illegally. The lady that lives upstairs from me asked me to watch her apartment because she's in jail right now. So if they were going in there illegally to her apartment, so the maintenance man has a key to everybody's apartment.
Okay, so what did tell me what else they're doing? They flooded. What else did they do?
Broke down my door 5 times.
Stole the kid's medication.
When do people see them break down the door?
No, nobody sees them. This is why I called the cops yesterday. They came out, they talked to them. They didn't do anything.
Angel, maybe they don't believe it. Like, was your door physically destroyed?
Well, yes. And it doesn't matter if they believe it, sir. Illegal is illegal, and this is what's going on. This is what happened. This is what happened. I have proof of it. I just don't have proof.
Illegal is illegal, and meth is meth.
What proof do you have? What proof?
My door is broke down. My house is
Have her
flooded.
send us some photos of something. Okay, Mark, are you saying...
Am I saying what?
That this woman is dreaming up everything?
Yes. Not everything.
I want to ask a question. And, Angel, this is required. Hold on. I ask this of everyone. I'm not making light of you. I have to ask this, and I'm serious now. Were you ever treated, or are you being treated for mental illness?
No, I'm not.
Have you had a recent trauma in the last 3 or 4 years? Did you have a close relative die, a divorce, or any kind of, were you robbed or violence? Nothing like that. Okay. So this.
How about drug abuse?
But what I don't understand is you say this has been going on for 11 years.
But the truth is the truth. That guy can say whatever he wants, but the truth is the truth. And now you can come around here and ask all the tenants here. They have numerous things happen.
Okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to find one resident, please. I'm serious now. Suzanne will take you. Hold on. Suzanne will give you a number. Get one resident that will corroborate your story. You know, Mark, I know.
That's true. One person, I'd be impressed.
Right. One person. Suzanne, explain that to her. I sometimes it's easy to say not, you know, right? But let's just
wait. Let's go through the list again, and
flood.
Then
I don't think a landlord would flood their own apartment.
Well, why not, Tom?
Well, of course, I don't think so. All right, I think there's something going on. I'd like to hear from another resident.
I'm going to call the landlord.
Okay, I think that's an excellent idea.
Good. Hey, just ask them why they're flooding their own shit.
I would say to the landlord, look, you know what? Is the woman just making everything up for you? Is she a pain? No, off the record. Do you want to get rid of her? I mean, I don't care. I just want to know. I give people the time of day more than I did. Mark's nut detector goes off too quickly. He just bang nut.
You don't think she's a nut?
Yes.
She started saying,
well, they stole her kid's medication. They flooded it on purpose while she was out at the store.
Above. They did above and what, just come on down.
Well, you don't want to flood it from underneath.
That's true. You're right.
Just enter and exit express lanes through the dotted
They
line.
tapped into the
Okay, one quick short, got it.
On time and in one piece. Learn more at expresslanes.codot.gov.
Sheridan Auto Tech. When I say that, I hear trust. Sheridan Auto Tech, in business more than 20 years. And he's got thousands of satisfied customers. You know, you don't just go there for an immediate repair. Of course you get that. But you go there for a long-term experience. He prides himself on having a relationship. He has so many customers that just depend on him. He keeps track of everything. I call him Uncle Kevin because he's so dependable. 303-455-7242, 2 locations, just west of Wadsworth and just south of 6th Avenue on Havana. SheridanAutotech.com. How much time, bro? Oh, good. I like so much when I drink water.
So.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pee.
No, I do.
How did you make it that?
So,
Go into this.
Yeah, okay. But you know what? Even though you can't see it here, you can still use it, which is so weird.
my doctor, when she saw it, said she made an appointment this afternoon. She didn't have to do that. She goes, we're all filled. And then, well, let me take a look at it. And then she said, get in here this afternoon. So that must be something. They're going to fucking drill it, though. That bothers me.
Oh, do you know what? I had them do that to my finger once.
I'll drill it.
Yeah, they did it with a hot paper clip.
Why should go to?
Jeff, we're up.
We're up.
It took a while.
Here, this is a warm water.
And yeah, people are like, thank God Dan's back.
Dan's the one that screwed it all up this morning. Hey, that's bullshit. I'll tell you right now, if Dan wasn't here, it would have worked perfectly this morning. I declare.
I posted before the show, good news, Dan is back, and somebody's like, thank
No,
God.
I think what happened.
Yeah, who was that? Who was that? Dan's kid?
No,
Dan's kid?
Brian Peabody.
Yeah, Peabody. Peabody brain, as they say. Or maybe they don't say that. What do they say? P-brain.
Mr. Peabody from...
Mr. Peabody. Oh, he's from, with the squirrel.
No, he's not with the squirrel.
Oh, the detective dog.
Right, in the board. Yeah. So,
what was that kid's name?
Sherman. Was it Sherman?
Sherman.
Yeah. So,
I think
it's a sport. I think it is too. Oh, absolutely.
If it wasn't, it is now. I noticed it was bent yesterday, but it worked fine.
Okay. So that's the big thing. I leave it in there, but I try to hold it down. See, we're trying to get it super high.
No, I got it down. Oh, you ready for really good news? You know where that office is? The only thing, as soon as we're in that office, the only thing you're going to have to bring in is a laptop and this, and the mouse. That's it. Because the Wi-Fi, everything was so close, the only thing we'll have to set up.
So the router we don't have to bring in?
Nothing.
Wow.
Nope, nothing.
Wow.
Not even plug shit in. All you got to do, you'll plug in the laptop. The mouse is already plugged in. No, the well, if we keep that one. Yeah, we might as well. Why wouldn't we keep that one?
Or if we can put a little tray up.
All these have mics, by the way. We don't have to use a mic off this.
Although, I think it might be better.
I think the best one, though, honestly, is this blue mic. I don't think we need this camera. I think we get one more that we have a mount. I'm just terrified to mount it. One time I changed out a light bulb even though it wasn't me.
You got in trouble.
And I got in trouble. I love it when you and Ross do something and I get in trouble.
That happens. Doesn't sound like Ross.
Hey, remember, we're on air, guys. Yeah. Luckily, I talk.
We don't talk as loud as you do.
Luckily, I talk loud.
We're over here mumbling. Women talking. That's right. Yeah.
Bunch of hens over there.
We're women talking. That's right. And we're talking.
It's called hen talk.
She has laryngitis.
Just use that for if we go off
Do you
site.
need hot tea or anything?
No, okay, there's
the biting cam.
the skill tests.
The biting camera, and you
It
get
is
something.
nothing. I will go down and
Because that one we can't zoom in or anything.
what do you like?
And get a free sponsored job.
Just hot tea? Not sure what.
Hey, I just noticed my fonts are different in here. I shit you not.
In here, it's done. I'm gonna bring.
Are your fonts different?
No, yeah, they're real little.
In what way, bro?
Like my call track fonts are completely different.
You guys have a little.
It's tiny.
Near your house or near the.
It's like someone's.
taking off a little early because of the shot.
Yeah, you're fine. Look,
And
Oh, no.
each one has a number on it.
someone's changing the font.
You sure the whole screen's changed, Mark?
And you split the money.
I don't know, but
I think it's
it doesn't matter.
I think it's ID. I think your line.
You think it's my 1984 AOC monitor? Look at this.
No, mine is, I can't look at that.
Go to settings.
Look at my monitor.
I'd go to
AOC.
settings. I'd go to settings and increase the line or decrease the line.
Helicopter and drop the golf balls.
These monitors brought to you by AOC.
Tom Martino here. I got common men from upstate New York, relatives, and they talk funny. Like Mark. Mark's from upstate New York. Mark, but you don't say
Schenectady, baby.
But you don't. You've lost a lot of your weirdness. Your
well,
upstate weirdness.
That's arguably. Arguably.
Now listen. Here's a test. If you're from upstate New York,
Coffee.
Here's the test. No, coffee. And,
all my relatives talk weird.
And you have in your room a dresser, and your dresser has what?
A drawer?
Drawers. But not in New York. It's drawers. They're drawers. You ask anybody from upstate New York, what's another thing? What's another thing? Think. 303. What, garage? What do you mean?
Garage.
Garage? No. You're talking Boston now. So Boston's an animal all unto itself in Massachusetts.
Oh, that's its own.
But upstate New York, and then New York, the city is different from upstate. They're both. It's amazing to me that you have the most sophisticated corporate headquarters in the world located in New York and 100 miles away woodchucks.
Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah. 303-713-TALK. Now, Angel, we are calling your landlord because we're interested to see what is going on. And if you are, like whatever you are, is it a legit problem?
Uh-oh, Clint, did you talk to somebody? Clint?
Okay. Is it Looney Tunes or not? You called the landlord.
I talked to the manager, Marie Gutierrez, and the maintenance guy there.
And then no fooling. We got to help her if they're doing this to her.
They're totally unaware that there's ever been a problem with her.
Oh, come on.
They've never heard of a single problem from her.
Angel?
I just called the cops yesterday, too, and they came to talk to them yesterday for flooding my house.
Angel, they said there's never been a problem with your apartment or with you.
Of course they're going to say that, sir. If you come out here and look at it, you'll see yourself.
Where is she? Where is the area?
Are you going to go?
Hell no.
Where are you? What area?
Deputy Dan's not busy.
What area are you in, Angel, in general? Don't give me your specific address. What area?
What about the city?
Yeah, no, give me the general area. You can say Wadsworth and so-and-so. Where are you?
Okay, so 14th Ave and 2nd Street.
Okay, so that is... That's right downtown, isn't it?
This is in Greeley.
Oh, Greeley!
Maybe we have a listener that could head down there, or maybe someone that could do a well check.
I have a deputy up there. I have a deputy up there. Deputy Al.
That's fine. I called them yesterday.
We have a deputy.
They didn't do anything about it.
Suzanne, you know our veteran buddy up there from Special Forces, Al, Big Al?
I remember him. We haven't heard from him in a while.
No, I think he can do it. He can run
We should do a well check.
Yes, we can, Angel. That's pretty serious, especially when one guy says nothing is going on. Now, that makes me even more suspicious. Okay, Bruce, Sprint refund. What is that about? What's going on? I want to remind people through the break, we do go until 2 o'clock. I want you to get your calls in. My promise to you is I'll get to your call quickly, or you complain we buy you lunch. Now, here is the deal. We will try to get to you within 3 minutes. However, commercials don't count. Hey, Bruce, tell me about Sprint, sir.
Good morning. What's going on is I had canceled my Sprint contract back in the end of July.
And did you have a cancellation opening there? I mean, was it at the end of the contract or what?
It was a no contract.
Okay, month to month. Gotcha.
Month to month on that, and it was prepaid.
Oh, okay.
Debit card, okay.
Now, do they say when you cancel, you get back unused part, or do they say you forfeit it?
Well, what I had paid up, and it was totally current. Okay, so the next billing cycle came through after I had quit their service about 6 to 7 weeks later after I canceled the service.
Help me understand. When you pay, do you pay for the next 6 weeks or the next 4 weeks or the next 2 weeks, or do you pay for the past? Do you know?
You're paying ahead of time. You're paying for the future.
Okay, and you had already paid up to a certain date, and you did not have the service after that date.
Correct.
Okay, hold on, and we will come to you. This should be easy, and then we'll figure out what's going on in Greeley with a wellness check and talk about the funniest talking people in America. Just pick an area that you are familiar with. How about the people from Upper Michigan, the Oopers? I'm Tom Martino for Ideal. Those are real weird people. Have you ever heard? Hey, talk like
That's where I was born.
I was born in California.
Is from Schenectady.
Who is?
You know any Peaks? Ryan Peak, his family, and Dick Plum. Dick Plum.
No, I've heard. I had neighbors and stuff. Remember, I was just born there. We lived in
And stuff.
Albany.
Where's the stairs?
I'm trying to think of the name of that other town.
Narrow Albany? Was it Narrow Albany?
It was upstate.
Troy?
No.
You know, from
It was a tiny little one. My aunt and uncle have lived upstate for almost all my aunt and uncles on my dad's side are all still there.
That's funny. I didn't know you were from Schenectady. Pat Riley's from Schenectady. Did you know that? The coach.
How is upstate compared to the rest of New York? Is it rural or
Yeah,
has like trees and
it's
forests?
not rural like
Small town.
the Catskills are. I mean,
Did you ever get into Saratoga at all? Did you go to Saratoga?
that was my grandmother's favorite place, man. The track there in Saratoga. She loved it. She'd bet the Gray Sloughs, Seattle Sloughs offspring.
This is the guy in the recording who's the salesperson.
What's the lake up
This is
there?
the manager of the dealership. Here's the
Lake
number.
George. We go
The
camping
client
every
name,
summer. I go with my
This is
grandpa.
the name of the
Oh,
This is
every
the
summer
price.
up till I was
And
probably
we do- I do have
13.
it.
I'd go up for a week or two.
Myself. Do you mind?
Outlaws.
Thank you.
You ever heard of Outlaws?
No.
Outlaws, New York. My aunt and uncle,
What is it called?
my uncle Mario and
Want me to switch that more on?
Aunt Muriel have lived there their entire lives. They're in their 80s.
Mario, is he Italian?
Oh yeah, right from Sicily. He
What the hell you think?
he worked and retired GE down there. They had a big factory. He'd make he was a warehouse foreman, refrigerators. That's back when GE made everything like right there.
Right.
Yeah, he was a GE guy his whole life, man. Yeah.
How old were you when you moved out?
When I moved out of New York or upstate, I was probably Newburgh. So I spent more of my very young childhood in Newburgh than Schenectady. I was born in Schenectady and then Newburgh up till 3rd or 4th grade, then Westchester, Pennsylvania, then Oklahoma. My dad was in the oil business for about 3-4 years, then South Jersey.
She said,
So I lived tri-state. Most of my childhood was New York, Pennsylvania, South
she
Jersey.
doesn't think she should go on.
You said Bill O'Reilly was from there?
Yeah.
God, you ever met him?
No.
He's tall, he's huge, yeah. Tall.
And
He ain't fat.
Well, he ain't fat, but he's just big.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
and you,
You know what I was thinking about, speaking of that? Think of Abe Lincoln. This guy was tall as hell, right? I mean, really tall.
Especially back then.
Oh, crazy.
People were shorter.
But then he'd wear that hat that was even taller. He must have looked like a giant walking down the road.
You want to get one of her? Didn't Bill Riley?
do you want me to see
Oh,
it?
I think
Okay, so let's see if
I think he was the one I met.
Oh, Bobby
He was a teacher at school.
Yes.
He was a teacher, a high school teacher.
Okay, that's where I met him.
Was that Pat Riley was?
Bill O'Reilly.
Here in
You
town.
say Pat Riley?
He's talking about the football coach.
No, basketball. Basketball
For the
coach.
Knicks.
Oh, no, I'm talking
No,
about
the Lakers.
You're right on Bill, though. He was high school.
Here's the real issue. What's the
Did he? Okay.
Or part owners in the
And, O'Reilly, that's an Italian name.
Yeah.
Status quo over
Oh, right.
I'm sure he likes his Guinnesses.
That's really the issue, because
No, my Uncle Mario,
he
man.
was so young, and his wisdom
Till this day, he loves rabbit.
now.
He's in his 80s.
Even if
Loves rabbit hunting and making rabbit stew, man. That's his deal. He's had beagles his whole life. He goes out once a year, whatever, gets them little rabbits and birds, but he loves rabbits. Every time I went over there in the summer, I'd only be there about 4 or 5 days. My God, everything was rabbit. Rabbit stew, and then fish. Fish and rabbit.
Was the rabbit good?
Rabbit stew when my aunt would make,
Okay, then I'll give her a call.
you'd never know it was rabbit.
Right.
Because it's in stew,
Yeah, that's fine. I've had one exception to that. A friend brought some tomato back.
What's that?
Alaska.
I'm Irish and German. I'm like 40%, 40%, and then, 20% of everything else.
Rough combination.
I don't think there's anything you can.
Yeah, you gotta wonder back in the day how they got together, right?
Yep. Greasy and
No,
gritty.
my dad's dad came over from
Describe
Germany.
it.
My last name Major is actually over there.
Yeah,
When we landed in Germany, we took a trip to Germany years ago. They looked at my passport, and it was the first time I heard my name pronounced differently. But properly. My dad's dad changed it when they came over. You know, World War II, all that. It's Mager. M-A-G-E-R is Mager.
What's their calling you, Mager?
And as soon as I landed, they're looking. They said, "Thank you, Mr. Mager." And I'm thinking, holy shit, the only other time I heard that was my dad telling me that's how it's pronounced.
It really is Mager.
It's Mager, and every other, my grandfather changed it to Major before he had kids.
He's now Mager.
He just needs to know what, he didn't hear the whole call. He needs to know what he's looking at.
M-A-G-E-R.
See, if I looked at it, I would say Mager.
Most people say Mager.
Mager.
Yeah, I can see Mager. I would never think Major.
No, neither.
But think of the word wager. I'm going to make a wager. W-A-G-E-R.
That's right.
Then I would say that. It's like
That's right. That's what my dad said. That's
wager
right.
with
Yeah.
an M.
Just like a wager.
That's right.
But it's so funny when you land over there. It's Mager. You must be, what is it, Tomisio or?
No, Tommaso.
Tommaso.
And Martino is Martino.
Martino's pretty sick.
He's the lawyer.
Faloya.
F-I-L-O-I-A, all the lawyer.
And Vincent really in English is Jim. I don't know why.
You know what? They used to call my father Jimmy.
Why did Vincent get translated to?
Yeah, why?
I mean, you can see
Jimmy?
Gianni
Jimmy,
being
yeah.
John, but you know,
But even Vinny made
James well, that's what we call Vinny. But
I know.
technically, Vincents are James.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Well, like
I'm
Richard Dick.
Italian.
Look at Richard Dick.
That's right.
Yeah, where did that even come from?
I don't know.
I just always thought
I
because
can tell you.
Richard Nixon was a dick.
No, Richard was Rick.
It really
Rick
comes.
Dick wasn't that far.
Oh, is that all right?
Yeah.
Oh, Rick and Dick.
Yeah, it wasn't that far.
Or Robert and Bob.
Well, John, Jack.
Okay, Robert and Bob does.
My grandfather was John, but everybody called him Jack.
That's like
Jack.
Kennedy.
That's a big one, yeah.
Just like Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Yeah.
He was. On my mom's side, my grandfather was as Irish as they got. He looked Irish. In fact, my kid's red hair. That's where that popped. My beard, when I was younger, not anymore, my beard would be red. Not bright red, but red. I'd have red hairs all over.
Like the pirate?
Like the pirate, red beard.
My wife was Swedish, or she was blonde hair.
Tom Martino.
Told you they call it.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere where we truly solve problems when we can. We solve problems, we answer questions, we take complaints, we do it all for you free of charge thanks to our wonderful sponsors like One Clear Choice Garage Doors. I was bragging about my garage door just the other day to my brother-in-law. I said, look up there. Do you see the garage door open? He says, where is it? How did that open? It's a little motor on the side of the door. Now, of course, they have conventional openers too, but I love these new electric side mount doors, openers. They're quiet. There's nothing on the ceiling. It's clear, and it's beautiful. Anyway, One Clear Choice Doors has them all. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. And let me just make sure of something. Oh, by the way, if you have a problem, question, or complaint, give us a call at 303-713-TALK. We left off with a problem that's quite unique. Let's go to it, okay? And this is, and then we'll go back to Angel's problem because we have someone that wants to look at it. But this refund from Sprint, it's really, they took an unauthorized payment. It sounds like when you cancel you literally had a prepaid, month by month prepaid, and you stopped it and you didn't prepay, or did they take it?
They took it.
Huh.
They had canceled, and
Well, that should be, your bank should yank it back.
well, my bank was saying because it's on a debit card, okay, through there, that I needed to contact Sprint for the refund.
Okay, hold on. This is one of those teachable moments I do on the show. This is really important. Hold on. No, this is important. I just realized this. When you have an auto pay of any kind, whether it's a debit or a credit, this is what I find the most odd situation. When you have an auto pay, you can't stop it without the creditor's approval. I find that the damnedest thing in the world. I had this one time where a client paid for a health club. She stopped using the health club. Here's what she said: stop the payment. The bank says, I can stop the payment if you call in ahead of time or right when it happens. But I can't stop the auto payment unless you get a letter from them. And she says, wait a minute, I'm having a dispute with them. Why do I need a letter from them? They think I owe them. I don't. Why are you getting in the middle of it? Just pretend I'm not making the payment. I mean, why do you have to make a payment? Why do you have to default on making a payment? That thing sucks with auto pays, but that's when auto pays are usually initiated on their end. When they're initiated on your end, you can usually go online to your access and stop it. How was this auto payment done previously? Is it something that you initiated on your end, or did they do it?
Well, they did it.
Okay.
They would automatically take it
That's
out
what it was.
month to month, and then...
And you gave them authorization to do so?
Correct.
Yeah. Listen, people, all auto pays should be initiated from your side. Then you can discontinue them. If the creditor initiates an auto payment, you can't stop them. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. You can't stop auto payments unless they agree. Now, most legit companies like utilities and stuff agree. But once they take money, they can keep taking it. So how much do they owe? Oh, by the way, did they take the next payment?
They did. They took the next...
Wait, how many times did they do this?
They have done it for a total of $618.
Wait. Did it take you that long to notice?
My wife caught it.
Well, your banking account, here's another thing you need to know. Usually deposit agreements have wording that says if you don't notice something in 60 days, they're not responsible for anything beyond that. Do you have that on yours?
Yes, we
You what?
A dispute. We noticed that there was a dispute.
When?
With the September the 3rd.
No, that doesn't mean anything to me. 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. When did you notice?
Less than 30 days.
Okay,
less
good.
Than 30 days.
And you documented that?
Correct.
All right. So listen, what bank do you have?
TBK Bank out of Hudson, Colorado.
I would take it up with the bank. Now, yeah, the creditor owes you money. They got paid for no service. But I'm telling you that I would take it up with the bank. You needed to close that account. But here's the unfortunate thing. Another teachable moment. When you close one account, banks have the privilege and right to take it out of another one of your accounts because whenever you open up more than one account at a bank, you sign what's called a cross-collateralization agreement, which means if there is a deficit in any one of your accounts, they can go to any other account you have to make up for it. So if you ever have a dispute with a bank, you have to close all accounts with that bank. So did you do that?
No, I have not.
Okay. Do you have these idiots? They're not putting the money back in your account?
They have agreed to send it back, but every time I call them and ask them what is the status of the refund.
Oh, this sucks. Come on. All right, listen. We shouldn't be going through this. Can you give do we have anybody over there at Sprint? Do we have anybody, or do we have to grab some Suzanne?
We might have to find someone,
okay.
Tom. We don't get calls on them too often.
One of our people can do it, but I want to know if you in your bank, did you give them written notice to stop the auto withdrawals?
I went there in person.
Do they acknowledge that you tried to cancel or not?
Yes.
And then what excuse do they have for fulfilling it?
They just said you need to talk to them so that they stop it on their end.
Oh, man. I would, you know what? You got to stop this banking relationship. I would do it both ways. Let us handle the Sprint. I would take them to small claims court. I would take my bank to small claims court. I don't care what they say. They have a responsibility to account holders. There are things about banks I could go on all day to make you pissed off. Here's something, and they do this to cover their asses. It doesn't always come back to haunt you, but it can. Listen to this. In fact, I think it was Mark that found $98,000 for somebody. Wasn't it? Somebody works for iHeart?
Oh, you mean in the Great Colorado Payback?
Yeah, but let me explain what they do. There is something on a deposit slip. This will blow your mind. And I've brought this up before, so forgive me if you've been listening a long time. It says all deposits subject to verification. I thought that was odd. I mean, okay, I can see that. What does that mean? So I asked the teller, what does that mean? You're counting it right now, and you're giving me a receipt. Is my deposit now verified? She says, hold on. She goes to talk to the teller, head teller. Head teller comes over and says, no, sir. I says, well, when is it verified? She goes, I'm not sure. So I called. She says, you have to call bookkeeping. So I called bookkeeping. Now, this is where, what do they call it? They also call it clearing. It's not the clearinghouse, but I said, okay, when my deposit slip receipt goes to you along with my deposit, and and you verify, right? It's done. Is it verified? No, we don't verify deposit. I said, okay. So then I kept going. And do you know what? It's never verified. You ask a banker, because here's why. I said, well, I want a receipt saying verified deposit. I couldn't get one. And I said, so theoretically, 3 months from now, you could say there was an anomaly. You could question me and take it out because it happened to a caller. Now listen to this. 90 days later, you get a notice saying, oh, by the way, that cash deposit you made, well, it was short by 50%. Okay. How do you prove it wasn't? You have a deposit receipt, so you show it to them, and they say, oh, no, you see it here. It says all deposits subject to verification. Yet there is no way to verify it. Think about it. It happens. I swear to God. I don't know if I'm the only one that finds this crap out, but it's true. Ask a banker and tell me what they say.
You look at your deposit slip.
Wow.
You look at it.
The homeowners, they want us to do what?
Yes, yes.
The issue was
There's nothing wrong with
Trust.
We have
go on
quite
your
a few.
account. You can go on your account and do ACHs.
We could go in and do it.
Yes, or where the creditor gives you an online account with a password and a login. It's your account, but it's like I have an account.
Some kind of level. I wouldn't mess with it because it's
Budget A1 transmission and auto repair. They have the craziest way of doing business. In fact, it is insane. They will remove your transmission, open it up to give you an estimate, free. You don't want to get the work done? Still free. You get the work done, they don't back charge you. You want to take it somewhere else? No charge. Why would they do that? Because they want you to know for sure what's wrong, and they stand behind it 100%. Free transmissions. Budget A1 transmission and auto repair 303-781-9858.
Life insurance.
Okay, who's the doctor?
We have like our insurance is taken out.
From your, but
It's a
did
war
they do it?
orthodox.
No, I understand.
Okay.
Like Blue Cross Blue
So you
Shield.
want to go into your account to stop it.
So, yeah, done.
That's, if you can start and stop it, there's nothing wrong with it.
690
If they do it,
0100.
and there's a fine line.
You want from
Many
David Selby.
creditors now are giving you your own account. Like I can go on Excel Energy and I can see my hangar, my house, my other house.
3911.
I can see all my
You have
accounts.
a single list?
And I can
No, I got all the
initiate
banners.
auto
Oh, you have the
pay.
banners.
I can stop auto pay. I can make a payment.
Hands get out of the bed.
That's what I
You
do.
got banner. Hey, I wonder if we should
But
try
with health
to make
But
clubs,
it,
so
do you
this
have
to
to
see
take
both
it out
Suzanne
when that
and,
happens? You don't have
yes,
to go on.
but it's on my, but I do it through my own account
you know, get them
Okay.
both.
with Excel.
Yeah,
Or
I
you
know.
do it with your own account at the bank.
I don't know where though.
So there's nothing
Up
wrong
higher.
with
Or I
it.
use my
Hire
Visa
me over
card.
there. I'll-
Yeah. But if they,
It is
like
pretty
a health
low
club,
where it's at.
if you put down
Here, I'll
a
go
routing
there.
number, an account
Oh,
number,
yeah.
But
and
you're right, I
a
was thinking that.
you'll never be able to stop it ever.
You're kidding.
Never.
Because it's a very clear camera.
How is it that we have problems?
Now, the homeowners association wants us to set up auto pay.
Well, wants us to set it up.
Yeah.
That's different. They're not setting it up. We're setting it up.
So we can
So
set
we have more control.
Oh, yeah, you can stop it.
You're gonna have to give them the routing number.
No, I'm gonna put it on my Visa.
How is your homeowners association? God, we get a lot of complaints about it.
Nope, you
Oh,
can't see you.
the same bickering, I'm telling you, it's so petty.
It's a click.
Yeah, yeah.
The HOA, you know, they think that they're the president of the United States, you know.
You can get on,
Power goes to their
That's good.
head.
That's
you can
good.
get on the dark side of them. They can make your life hell.
They can.
Unfortunately, they can.
I'll tell you an issue right now. We had a few little robberies in our development, in our Foreman Lakes. Make a long story short, they just going the cars that were unlocked. Our president wanted to make these signs. Get this. Now we have a sign on every street which takes down the value of that house.
So what does the sign say?
It says neighborhood watch
on every corner.
That won't take your value.
You know what's way more
Yes.
effective?
Well,
Way more effective. We do it here in San Francisco. They have an app on Facebook that all the neighbors put the Ring doorbell on.
Bring the camera back
They're
up.
$99. They're really
Okay.
good.
Yeah, the problem, you need a subscription for them.
Yeah.
I have one.
Yeah,
But
on the, but they say the app goes to Facebook, that Facebook group, so it goes out to everything. So
we have
everybody's-
our own website.
Yeah.
We have our own website. And they get online and say, oh, we had almost a break-in here. You know, they alert us.
well, it's more than
But
a
they
reason
went
to flag
gung-ho.
the buyer.
When I'm making these signs cost a few grand. They never asked for the HOAs. They just went ahead and did it.
President just goes
Well,
ahead.
now these signs with the hurricanes that were coming, they had to remove them because they're projectile.
Yeah.
And that's dangerous.
It's up there. When I lived up in Millbrook, we had a homeowners association. with-
Millbrook.
Willowbrook.
Oh, really?
It was run, and it was all attorneys that got them, retired attorneys that got them.
You want in New York?
No, up here in the mountains. Anyway, it's on, the houses are on cliffs.
So what happened to these attorneys?
Well, on the hill behind us was William Bill Buffalo Bill the third, the grandson of Buffalo Bill.
Wow.
And his Willowbrook was a real nice area, but on his side it was some junky stuff. And so, but it was his property, but they tried to enforce our homeowners association stuff on him.
But he wasn't in it.
No, he wasn't in it.
Then they had no right to do
I
that.
know they didn't, but then all of our homeowners dues for 11 years that I was there went for lawsuits to sue this guy.
Oh,
Every penny.
and that cost so much money.
Yeah, well, the
Out
attorneys.
of your face.
Yeah, of course, those attorneys who were on the homeowners association,
Oh,
they
there
were
you
getting
go.
paid. You know,
Did they lose?
I don't know. It was 11 years. I was there 11 years, and the fight was still going on our left.
Well, our HOA is very particular with signs that go up. They have to be a certain design and size. Well, these signs are so ugly, they didn't even follow their own recommendation.
It raises more of a flag to a buyer as to why there's so many signs.
Yeah, why is this a problem?
I have Medicare and then I have Medicare. Covered. If you go to a doctor that accepts it, it's 100%.
That's like
You pay for
there.
nothing.
I think single pay can work. I like it. Well, that's another thing I'm in favor of, not just education, but health.
Yeah. Okay.
Everyone.
I love that stuff.
Oh, that's what we have.
You don't like
have
it,
All right, so Angel says she's got a ton of things wrong with her apartment. They're trying to force her out. They're making life intolerable. Hello, I'm Tom Martino, and we handle all kinds of problems like this. As often happens, our listeners call and they say, hey, Tom, what can I do? We love that. We call them deputies. Now, Adam, are you in Greeley, Adam?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. Now, Angel says her apartment is being sabotaged. I would love for you, if you want to drop by. Adam, what do you do for a living?
I work in construction. I build apartments, houses, remodel.
Now, the
anything
apartment
like
may
that.
not be perfect, but I want to see if you see any evidence of...
Well, apparently there's no door because it was kicked down.
Yeah, hold on. Hey, Angel, we may have Adam
Yes?
stop by to see what's wrong.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Now, you're saying that there are still things there you can point to and say, see, they did this and they did that, right?
Yes. Yes, sir.
And do
yes.
you have anyone else that will verify your story at all?
Yes, sir. Yes,
And will
I do.
would Adam be
there's
able?
a man in the.
Would Adam
yeah.
be able to knock on the door and talk to him?
The man in the yellow
yes,
hat.
Sir.
And also, Angel, your landlords. It would be different if they said, "Oh yeah, we know her. She's a nut," blah blah blah. But they said, "We have never been aware of a problem with that unit ever."
Mm-hmm. No, then why would they give me a paper this morning, hand it to me with the cleaning lady, saying that this is the letter that I received this morning. Okay?
What does it say?
It says, it's saying, I am sending technicians from Decorative Concrete, the company we use, to fix damage in our units, to inspect any damage done to your bathroom yesterday. Just as soon as I hear back from them, they will assess the damage and let me know when they can start working on it. I will try to be my best to keep you informed as much as possible.
Now, was this sent to just you or to a number of people?
Just me.
Okay, see, now hold on. That would fly right in the face of what they said. They're aware of no problems with this unit.
Yes.
All right, hold on. We're going to put you guys together. Adam, thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for trying to help. And what do you think? Cuckoo bird, you think. Cuckoo bird.
Well, honestly, what do you think?
Cuckoo bird a little.
Okay.
Yeah. I think maybe a little, yeah.
Just a tad.
There's something wrong here. There's something wrong. And again, we're going to send the guy and see what happens. 303-713-TALK. Now, remember, keep your calls coming. I'm going to get to all of you. Dave, what's happening with you, Dave?
Hi, Tom.
Hey, what's happening?
My wife was involved in a little auto accident last night. She was rear-ended. Apparently, the person has insurance. But my question is, should I approach their insurance or should I go through my insurance company?
You know, Dave, a lot of people ask this question, and here's what I say. Technically, you have no obligation to talk to their insurance company whatsoever, and normally when you do talk to the other party, they are listening for anything at all, anything that can either share liability or eliminate liability. For example, sometimes they'll say something casual like, oh, I bet you if you maybe caught it just a minute before, you could have, or if you were looking just a second before, or maybe if you're going a little slower, you could have avoided it. Or in a case of a rear end, don't you wish you just kept going and didn't put on the brake? Or they're going to say passive things that they're going to put together as a statement saying that they're not fully liable. Let's put it this way. Your own insurance company isn't your friend, let alone someone else's. They're never your friend. So I don't. Here's what I do. I make sure I have all of the information on the person, and then I sue them if I don't get a response because they owe me the money, not their insurance. They cannot make me fight their insurance company. Now, if I want, and it's big enough damage, I'll go to my insurance and let my insurance cover it and subrogate against the other party, and then I'll go after the other party for my deductible. So, but there's nothing wrong with if she gives you the name and all that, and that insurance agent calls you, there's nothing wrong with talking to them, so long as you don't be interviewed by them. You talk to them, and you say to them things like, how much, where can I meet the adjuster, and when will I get my check? If you don't get a response, you go after the person. So there's another thing I want to tell you. You will almost always, with injuries, get a call, and they're going to want to record a conversation, the other party. Now, if your own company does it, you're obligated to talk to them. But here's what I say to the other party. Submit your questions. Now here's what I say. I want to tell you, I am not refusing to answer. I simply will not do it on the phone in a recorded conversation. Submit your questions in writing, and I will answer all of them immediately. Oh, my God, do they hate that? They don't want to give you time to think of answers. They don't. So don't ever, ever. And if they say, well, you're obligated, you're not obligated to talk to them at all. Now, even with my own insurance company, I don't trust insurance at all, even if they're my own. But you have to kind of talk to them. You don't have to do an extensive interview. You could say, I want to meet with you, or I want questions in writing first, and then I'll call you. Be suspect when they don't want you to see the questions. Why is that? Why would that be? Yet all of them, they kind of hesitate on letting you see the questions. What would you say the reason is? They want to catch you off guard or find something that will diminish their liability. I've said this before, I'll say it again. Why do they call them adjusters? Do you know why, Dave?
Well, because they're going to try to adjust it down to the lowest.
Have they ever adjusted it up? No. So here's the thing. They should call them reducers. That's what they should call them. Diminishers. I'm an insurance reducer. I come and try to screw you out of the rightful coverage you should have. Unless you're a public adjuster or an insurance attorney. And that's why we have them on the referral list to go to war with these insurance bastards. They are. You know what? I don't feel that way about many industries. You know, I say in industry, there are a few bad ones with most industries. Now, with the insurance, I say there are a few good ones. That's the problem. The industry is predicated on cheating people. Its entire, that's what it's for. I mean, it's to, of course, insure you, but then to give you as little coverage as possible for the claim. That's their whole purpose. And they'll even tell you that. I mean, if you go to a stockholders meeting, they'll say, our first responsibility is to policyholders, to stockholders, not to policyholders. 303-713-TALK is our number. And, of course, if you're calling from hither and yon, it's 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. I wanted to talk to you about another thing after the break, though. It's charitable giving after disasters. Because we've had a lot of things going on with hurricanes and around here, hailstorms, but, you know, hurricanes and school shootings specifically, or mass shootings. You have a lot of fly-by-night nonprofits. We'll talk about that coming up.
Did you find anything about contact dermatitis on that Armor gel?
Oh, no, we need a...
I saw some skin, when you go to their website, there's all kinds of stuff about
Yeah, but why isn't it on the fucking label?
Well, it might be. I can't find a label online that I can zoom in on enough.
How are we coming on getting Fuller or Bendonelli?
I don't know if you have to label every possibility.
I have that stuff in hand. It's got a strong smell to it and burns your eyes.
Is this for the cleaner or is
Leather,
this
leather or something.
What was his name? I didn't get that.
Jim.
Denver trial
Had
lawyers.
Armor all leather clean gel.
Tell trial lawyers if you can get Steve right now.
He's got burned from it?
Try to get
Yeah,
Steve.
he said it burned his hands, his thighs, and his underarms.
What the hell was he supposed to put it on his car?
I know. He said underarms.
In reality, no one's going to take it, but
wiping it off there or what? What's that? Nobody. But it does have a strong.
the case, I'm saying, come on, it's Armor All. I mean,
But why do you think?
I think it probably does say something on the label. I just can't find one. Or on the label it says, see something for all the details.
Yeah, it's probably more like.
Got it, guys. Just a few days left. And what you need to do to take advantage of this deal from K&H Home Solutions, you have to call before the end of the month to solidify the deal. Now, you don't have to have it done. You don't even have to have the meeting this month, but you have to make the call. 303-421-7100. Or make the appointment this month. And it can be for later on, but you have to make it, schedule it this month. It's khwindows.com, khwindows.com. And what do you get? You get a special. Now, they normally have windows at great bargains and great prices, and they have wonderful windows. And I've used this company, and I've had them come back 15 years later to replace a seal. You can trust them, and I've known them for the whole time I've been in Colorado, 40 years, through the original owner and the new owner. So here's the bottom line. They are doing installation for $1 on each window. It's a real deal. You pay the regular low price plus $1 per window installation. That's khwindows.com, khwindows.com.
Hey, Tom, I had a really nice window given to us.
By who?
Oh, they had it installed and it was the wrong, it had the bars in it, wasn't supposed to have.
You mean pane, window pane?
Well, what do you call those little mutton bars on the end of the glass?
So what happened?
Well, anyway, they pulled it back out and they just gave it away. And so I thought, well,
What size is it?
5 by 5.
Mark, what windows are you putting in? Did you buy your?
I already put it in.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, but I pressure washed it. There's water in it.
Oh. And what?
It got water in the seal.
Inside the paint?
Yeah, when I pressure washed it.
What brand is it?
You shoot the pressure.
It's a Pelton.
Oh, wow. The pressure wash, ooh, I'd be careful.
I wonder if they.
Well, I already messed it up, but I wonder, can they, do they open those and reseal them? Or?
No, but they can do the paint. You can get it's called IGU, insulated glass unit. They can take that whole thing out and replace it.
No, then I can get rid of the paintings anyway. The little mutton bars too. That's right. Okay, I didn't want them either.
I love that poor kids are just as talented as white kids. That is the best line.
Okay.
Who said that?
Joe Biden.
Oh, what else did he say?
Poor kids are just as talented as white kids.
He's like a Yogi Bear. Remember Yogi over
Yeah.
It's not over till it's over.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Well, that was the big one. Or the fat lady sings. Didn't he say that? But what about the one where he says that restaurant is too busy, no one goes there anymore?
Yeah.
And I know exactly what he means. Nobody wants to wait in line anymore. But
Well, that's like you with the doctor. You're not going there anymore.
I'm not there. She's too busy. I'm not going there.
When you come to the
you're not, but
in the road,
it would be like saying he's so busy nobody goes to him anymore.
He only makes appointments on Tuesdays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
I mean, that's when he sees people.
That's only when he sees patients.
Well, how do you do that? 10 to 1, only 1 day a week?
1 day a week.
What does he do the rest of the time?
I don't know.
He might have other offices.
Oh, that could be.
On that armor all on
Is
the
he an
MSDS, it says
He's an endocrinologist.
non-hazardous.
Has anyone else?
Like
I
you
saw the
say, yes, in 2 days, in 2 more days, it'll be a month.
Right there, physical
He is not
non-hazardous.
No, but it gives a warning. It says if it does
Category
something
one.
to your doctor.
I don't like that.
I don't either. That's
It's on there
so,
somewhere.
but
As long as you wash it from the water and stuff.
I'm way down, so I'm
Happy about that.
yeah.
This is the worst they see.
I think what was happening, the stress of going over there and trying to find a place to park, my blood pressure was high by the time I got in
My coat comes all that.
Yeah,
It went right over my
he was
head.
the cause of it.
I'm like, I know I read it.
Why are you seeing an endo?
Diabetes. Type 2.
No, type 2.
Some do.
Some do. Type 1 is
I have the
primarily.
weekly thing because I refuse to do.
Type 1 you have to, right? Because your body doesn't create
I
any
still
of it.
drink regular Pepsi and stuff like that, so I don't want to.
Actually, you've been doing a lot better. I haven't seen you
Yeah, you really, seriously.
mully in here with the
Giant
64-ounce Coke. Yeah.
Oh, man, did they?
Good job.
Did you try to?
I only got one a day, and I just changed it from now to lunch.
Get diet.
I just can't do the diet. I have Coke Zero in the fridge. I just, the aftertaste.
Well, Coke Zero, they ruined it anyway, so.
I made some ice cream last night.
Oh, is it good?
Very good. I put too much sugar.
So,
Fake sugar.
what did you use? Stevia?
No, it starts, there's an X.
Xylitol or something.
There's no aftertaste.
You know what?
You make your own stuff.
And I put walnuts.
Do you know what
Vanilla
makes
and
sugar-free and they don't? And I wonder why.
Vanilla ice cream with walnuts.
I wish they would make
It's gotta be hardcore.
slushies.
It's all automatic.
Yeah,
Why don't they make slushies sugar-free out there, 7-Eleven? It would
And
be
then you know
so
what
easy
happens
to put
every
split
4
or
5 weeks,
something,
I
you
get
know?
a crazy.
Oh, they would easily.
I know.
Oh, you know why? Because they're too cheap.
But try the club soda.
Even
put
if they
some lemon.
serve.
You know, that would bring the cost of the Slurpee up literally 3-4 times. So you think of it. Oh man, this stuff compared to sugar is so expensive. Is this me, bro?
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. And this is the cycle where people cleared off, get back on. We got 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Man, the queerest things are happening with phones lately, with all at once and then none and all and none, all, on. So I'll let you know when they're up at 303-713-TALK. Now, charitable giving after disasters, people want to do something. Now, this is what a lot of people do. They do blood. Now, I don't see where you go wrong doing that, right? Because what can they take from you? Blood, you know? But food drives can actually be ripoffs or a waste. We had a lot of people that didn't get the food because it's not distributed properly. But a lot of people who are well-meaning, they start giving. Now, I think we can depend on Red Cross, but Red Cross puts all deposits in general funds, in a general fund, okay? Now, I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying that if you want to give to a situation, you are indirectly. I mean, you know, you're replenishing their funds. But they sometimes would have an earmark, but you have to specify it or it goes into a general fund. And then you have fake organizations. Now, you can actually form a nonprofit without it being a 501(c)(3). A 501(c)(3) is simply a designation that all donations are tax-free or tax deductible. That's what it means. The nonprofit organization simply has to pay out everything, and then they don't have any profit. But they can mislead you. I'm going to give you an example. Years ago, there was consumer credit counseling. They might still have the organization. I don't know what they're doing now, but they were nonprofit, but not a charity. But saying you're nonprofit gives you a kind of halo effect. So people would pay fees, to get their debt reduced and their credit salvaged. And by the way, the consumer credit counseling is a whole different story. That organization existed for creditors to keep people paying. It wasn't necessarily to keep your credit good. I'll give you an example. You'd pay for 5 or 7 years to get the bill paid. They'd make it really easy for you to pay back without penalties, right? But then after you're done paying, after 5 years, let's say, or 7 years, then you have bad credit for the next 5 to 7 years until you rebuild it. Whereas people who did a bankruptcy would have good credit in 3 years. Is that fair? It's not fair. Anyway, that's a whole different story. But on this consumer credit counseling nonprofit, and then there was a guy one time, I believe his name was Givens. He had the Givens Foundation nonprofit. He was making like $10 million a year, Charles Givens. But his nonprofit corporation didn't have any profit because they paid it all to him. So being nonprofit is not a charity. So after a disaster, if you're interested in a true charity, you ask for a 501(c)(3). You ask for the designation, and then you check them with the Attorney General of that state, Secretary of State, and you also check with the IRS to make sure. But just be careful. And I would avoid new organizations altogether, because if they pop up just for a situation, you've got to be very careful. You have to know what 501(c) has to tell you, what their board members make, what employees make, what administrators make. There's nothing wrong with people making money, but you can tell pretty quickly if it is a scam or not, especially right after a disaster. Michael, one other thing real quick. Avoid the specially minted coins. Oh, my God. Or to commemorate something. That's the worst thing you could ever do with your money.
How about like the plates?
Oh, no, the plates are golden. They're wonderful. No. Anyway, I was just kidding. Michael, what's going on with replacement windows? Our number is 303-713-TALK. Go ahead, Michael.
I plan to replace my windows the next month or two. I've got a lot of information from Renewal by Anderson in the mail.
And, it's a good name. There's no doubt about it. They've been around a long time. Probably not my first choice.
Okay.
I mean, now I'm not saying you don't use them. Why don't you shop? Here's the big problem people make. They make their buying decision on the first visit. I think what you do is you truly shop them. What kind of windows are you looking for? Wood clad? What are you looking for?
Well, after reading some of the stuff on your website, I think vinyl.
Vinyl is, in my opinion, the best. Vinyl, and I would get vinyl inside and out because I like the non-maintenance, but that's up to you. Also, you need thermal breaks. You need insulated panes. You don't need triple. Double is good. Some people have double strength double, which is better than single strength. So the main parts of a glass to look for, the main parts for windows is the hardware, the extrusions, and the glass panes. 3 different parts. The all extruded vinyl, all of it, no matter where it is usually done by 3 or 4 companies in the world, in the country. It's how they assemble them that counts. You get extruded rails, and the more air holes, the better. For example, if you have an extruded piece and all it is a rectangle tube with 1 divider down the middle, that's 2 spaces, right? The more spaces, the better, because it gives you strength and it gives you more thermal break. And it gives you, but strength is really important. So look for extruded vinyl that has virgin vinyl with a lot of air holes, a lot of air chambers. And then you look, and a thermal break, meaning that you don't have a solid piece from front to back, that it's broken, so you get a thermal break. With vinyl, it's not as important as with other frames. You want an insulated glass unit, an IGU. There's a place you can actually go. I'm trying to look it up really quickly. There's a place you can go that gives you the ratings of the IGUs, and there's certain ratings. I'll find it and talk about it in a minute. But that's what you're looking for. And then you're looking for hardware. True hardware is used by most window companies, but I imagine there's a lot of good hardware out there. But those are the 3 elements. Now you can just bypass that. And I'm going to tell you that a really good window, K&H has a great window. K&H doesn't necessarily brand a window, for themselves. They find the specs they like and have them built, but I don't think they're called K&H. But there are a lot of good windows out there. In fact, companies don't like me saying this, but most good windows are about the same, most good ones. They really are. But what you need to do is find the service and the installation. Man, that is so freaking important. You can ruin a house with a bad installation. And that means they need to make them to 1/8 of an inch instead of shimming. Shimming, it makes it sloppy and it makes it less energy efficient. You also want installers who aren't going to hack away at framing. And the only way you know that is insiders. You need to talk to people and keep talking and shop. You talk to people who've had them done, and it's how they hold up. You don't want to feel any air around them, and you have to talk to people who've had them. And look at, thank God for the internet with the reviews.
Right.
They're wonderful. Think about reviews. Even if you have some liars in there, right? People, you can tell when somebody's trying to, when they have an axe to grind, you can tell. But you can also tell when people are nitpickers, and then you can tell when people are sincere. And I think the more reviews you read, you see a thread of truth. Let's face it, if everyone hates a company, you got to figure there's something wrong. Let's say only one person hates them and everyone else loves them. You can tell. I would start with K&H Home Solutions. I love them, and I love the company. I really do. Now, Champion is no longer. Did they come off our referral list or something and go in a different direction? Did they?
I don't know what they did, but I started getting some complaints on them.
Yeah. I don't know what.
On your referral list.
I know, but I was going to just say that Champion, whether they're on the referral list or not, they make a good window. Now, we have had recent complaints, but I think
from their North facility,
right? But I think it has to do with like the sales part. I don't think it had to do with the actual window. Did it, Mark?
No, it had to do with promises and time frames that weren't met.
Right. The actual window seemed to be pretty good.
I'd go with K&H.
Yeah, for sure I would. But if you want to shop around, you have two good names.
Or Window Source.
Oh, that's another one because they have more. They have a variety you can choose from. So, yeah, and I'll try to find that the website where you go to find ratings.
Traffic. This report is sponsored by your local Ford store.
Hey, what is MCT, American Restoration? Gotcha. You ever heard of it?
Well, your wife takes it.
And then how much time is this again? You take MCT oil? Man, okay.
Do we have some at home?
I ran out. Charity.
What's that, sir?
I'll just get it at Sam's.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a friend who owns a legitimate charity. These places
It's in a recipe, but I can't figure out why. It might be because for consistency. It's for ice cream.
You only get 3%.
Really?
They rate.
Yeah. Right here, look. I want this recipe. The only thing that stuck out to me is right here.
I had a guy tell me all about windows.
Look at this recipe. Remember ice cream. 1/4 stick butter. Heavy cream.
1/2 cup sweet. So you can use sugar or...
No. It's the same stuff I just bought. It's this right here.
Okay. American Restoration 24/7 is all you have to remember. Look them up, okay? AmRest247.com. If you have a flood, a fire, a storm, mold, chemical contamination, toxins, asbestos, any property trauma, don't take the time then to try to search. I have checked this company out through and through. The owner, the workers, this company is solid gold in an industry that's wrought with ripoffs. You can trust AmRest247.com. Granted, for your granted, if you are looking for a...
How come I have not heard
I can't believe I can't find my windows.
the CBD stuff yet?
They start October 1st.
I still have no contract then.
Oh, they sent it.
Okay, good.
Didn't I forwarded it to you, I thought, Mark.
I'll look on the server. If you did, it's on the server.
Geez, I hope that
We got a CBD advertiser?
Yeah. Oh, good. Trust me, it's so far, let's say it's the one that I chose so far. I mean, I'm not saying, but I think they're probably...
Does it help you sleep?
It actually does.
Does it?
What's that?
The CBD, I know that's one of the things I said.
And I don't know why.
Well, it's supposed to. Sleeping is one. It's supposed to. No. Sleeping, pain.
What's that thing Michael Jackson would take to sleep?
Yeah.
Fentanyl. Yeah, that'll help you sleep.
Propanol, wasn't it?
In Prince.
My sinuses.
See, it's good you guys have me to bring you guys back to reality occasionally.
Fall or
I want to buy one of these
okay.
Beto AR-15s.
Do they really make a better one?
Yeah, here's it. It's all no Beto 15 they have for some reason.
What is that?
It's the lower.
AR-15.
Yeah, the lower thing. You need this. You can buy all parts of the gun. This is the one that's got to register to the.
Yeah. It's only $49.
That's just for that.
Yeah.
And so you look at
it's
it.
hollow.
Right. So it's got hell yes, hell no, right, but it's a no Beto 15. Because he's saying if he's president, they're going after everybody's AR-15s.
Oh, door to door.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine showing up to some homes in this country, knocking on the door and saying, "Give me your guns"? How well would that go over? I can't even imagine the outburst.
If you're mentally ill, yes.
Sure.
If you are mentally ill.
No. I'm talking, that's not what he's saying. He's saying if people don't turn in their guns, they're going to go get them.
They'll receive you.
We're not talking mentally ill. We're talking anybody.
Even if they're licensed.
Where? Here? Where? What?
What are you talking about?
Beto O'Rourke is
AR-15s and.
He's saying anybody with an assault rifle that we know you have it, we're going to come get them.
Here's the problem. How do you define?
Here's the problem. They're going to kill people.
Define an assault rifle. That's the problem they have.
To me, that's not that hard.
It is.
You're not going to hunt with it.
It's just a semi-auto.
No, it's more than that.
My 9mm is a semi-auto pistol.
They're coming after you too.
It's just a semi-auto. It's not automatic.
Well, it's a semi-auto with a fucking round this big.
You can tell the
Yeah,
difference.
There is no other reason. Listen, man, I don't believe in taking anybody's guns at any time, but there is no reason for a fucking bullet this big.
Well, rifles. They can't. They have a hard rifles are all that big.
The damage that the bullet
fine.
The round is
once
here.
it enters the body,
You can use
and
an
the number of
AR-15
rounds
They're
go
round.
on.
It's the same size as a kid.
See, this is where the arguments start getting. I've got no problem. Listen, Mike's got a bunch of them. He goes out target shooting and he loves them. I have no problem with that. I'm just saying, generally speaking.
Are you like a Beto guy?
They're very hard to define what an assault weapon is, though.
He'd be in my house.
What I'm saying, the definition is difficult.
With a laser scope and everything, I sold it.
They're very difficult to define what it is what I'm saying.
Because they're saying sometimes they say semi-automatic. Almost every rifle is semi-automatic.
My 22 semi-auto.
Shotguns are semi-automatic. They're not a pump.
The internet will come to Center RV right here in Colorado.
Most handguns are semi-automatic unless they're revolver.
Just north of
So that's what I'm saying. It's a really hard thing for them.
Hey, a dual-barrel shotgun technically would be fully automatic. You pull the trigger once and you got 2 rounds instantly. Or you could have one or the other. Would that not? Okay, can you do a shotgun with 50 barrels and have the same trigger set
They're
up?
not 50 barrels, but they make shotguns and stuff that have a.
They did make a thing called Pepper Box. They had a whole bunch of barrels.
Yeah, but you
Not
still,
barrels, but.
how do you reload?
Well, they're like a. You see like a Tommy gun?
Oh, a Tommy gun.
No, but they make them for a shotgun that magazine will put up and.
But do you pump it?
No.
It's automatic.
Oh,
Semi-automatic.
Semi-automatic.
so it just operates off the explosion.
Yes, semi-automatic.
Hi, Tom
Yeah.
Martino here, 303-713.
Talk 713-8255. You know what? I make no bones about loving certain companies, and they have to be approved first. I want to make that very clear. They have to be approved first and maintain approval, like Renew Home Innovations. Their showers. You know, each company has their hallmark. RenewHomeInnovations.com has showers that will actually make you go, wow. And it's just, I don't even know how to put it. They have this like wall system that has no maintenance whatsoever, and it looks like stone, and it's called Serica. And there, you don't even have to caulk once you do it, because the caulking is protected by this end round thing. I mean, it's beautiful. You got to check them out, renewhomeinnovations.com. And, of course, they do all bathrooms as well. So when you need replacement windows, what do you look for? I went over it. I can't find my article, doggone it, and I went into detail. There was a guy that called me that was so smart, and he went through it with me. If you're listening, you were like a window whiz. You knew everything. And you told me all kinds of stuff to look for. And I could have sworn I put it in my master list here, and I can't find it. But Michael has one more question. At least I gave Michael something to go on. What is your additional question? And then I want to tell people, coming up at noon, we start a new show, basically, from noon to 2, the Troubleshooter Unplugged, extended. And you can get right on if you call 303-713-TALK. So, Michael, what is going on with your additional question here? What do you got?
Yeah, you gave me a lot of information. I just had one last question. Is there a huge difference in pricing from company to company? I mean, I could have
yes,
3 or
yes,
4
but
over here.
Here's the problem. All the good ones are going to be up there, and they're going to be similar. Okay, you're going to save something. Watch out for big disparities. Okay, now that doesn't mean that a big disparity means that the lower price one is not good. Just watch out, because there's a reason for a big disparity. But here's something else, and I even hate bringing it up. Because all of the good guys are in the range, in that high range, doesn't mean they're all worth that high range. It means that they've gotten people used to it, and none of them have flinched. Now, that doesn't just go for windows. That goes for furnaces. That goes for water heaters. That goes for cars. Well, not necessarily cars, but it goes for services. What I mean is this, and even hairdressers. It goes like hairstylists. It goes like this. People get sensitized, and they start being brought up the ladder to where people don't question anymore a furnace or a water heater at a certain price. And then all of the good companies kind of follow that pricing. Oh, yeah, they might have specials here and there, but they kind of follow it, and there's no disruption. Disruption is when someone says, the hell with you, I'm going to charge cost plus. Or when it comes to windows, we're going to charge, this instead of this. Because let's face it, people want to make money. I mean, that's what they want to do. But just because they're all clustered at that high mark doesn't mean they're all worth it. You probably can't get, what I'm saying is you probably can't get them cheaper. But you can look for a disruptor, and every once in a while you'll find something that'll stand out. It'll be so damn good and so much less, and you'll wonder why. So that's why shopping's important.
Okay.
But listen, I have to be sensitive, right? Because
if you call everybody on our referral list, that's what I would do.
Okay.
Because you're not going to get ripped off. You're not going to get ripped off. You have somebody behind it, because if you do have a problem, you call us, and we have no reason to stick up for somebody, because if they're not good, we can have somebody else take their place. I want to make sure I have great people. Great people make us money. Bad people do not. Bad people destroy people.
You talked about Champion. Yeah. And I forget why, I promise you, but Dan has never liked them, and I want to ask Dan why. Seriously, why was that?
Why? Yeah, you personally don't like him? Did you have experiences with him?
Well, I tried to help one of our callers who had a bad issue, and they just kept on putting them off. Yeah, it was a bad deal, and this guy was a good guy, too.
Really? Yeah. And it still is unresolved? Because
not to his satisfaction. It took him like 9 months to get it done, and say he had to get his house cleaned like 2 or 3 times.
Was that up north?
It was installation, and then they ordered the wrong sizes.
Was it up north?
No, it was here in town.
Okay. Now, there was some change. I don't want to get into this, but they're probably going to not be associated with us much longer. There have been personnel changes at the highest level. We get to know stuff like this, and then we hope things don't change. But you know what? It's amazing how one person can have a culture that catches on.
Who was at an automotive shop we've had so many complaints on?
That we never had before, O'Mara Ford.
And guess what they're saying, by the way?
What?
We had someone call up and say, when people say, hey, they're talking about you on the Tom Martino Troubleshooter show, they say, oh, that's because we don't advertise with them anymore.
Right. And you know what? I'm so tired of that horse crap. I mean, I wouldn't be on the radio 40 years if I was a liar, So they don't advertise with us, but the reason is not because they chose not to. The reason is they don't measure up. Here's the point about them. They lately had more problems than ever before, and we don't know why. But we know when something changes, and something changed at O'Mara in the last 6 months. Anyway, we have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. 303-713-TALK. If you're on hold, stay on there. We'll get right to you, I promise.
Oh, I've been wanting to see this. I wonder if my phone will play it.
Was Paul Bono the one you weren't dealing with Paul Bono?
It was right after Paul left.
That's what happened with Dr. Chip Lawson is pioneering MK.
And he was starting to take care of it.
That's what happened. Why the hell did one person make such a difference? Very, very young. That doesn't make sense. And what happened, I guarantee you he would have.
Well, he started getting on
I
it.
get what I'm saying.
He
They never did work in any other country. Was he delayed? Was he being jerk?
No, he was trying to get it done. And trying to do it, but it was the first installation people. They just did a really bad.
Well, he had that with buy and build one job. And M16, right?
They just have they took their ratings down.
Or called us.
You want to see how they finished my building for the most part.
Oh, did they really?
They got a door left. But it's not their fault. It's not any of the man door.
And that's why they've gotten this reputation.
But the M16s,
Yeah, they look just like an M16.
These guys built it quicker.
No, the M16 is
than
not
anybody ever.
No, M16. Yeah. Fully automatic weapons, military grade weapons, I absolutely agree with you, should never be legal, and they aren't. But the AR-15 is because they made it to look.
I thought he did a speed one.
That's why it's got, and because it's got the crazy.
Who did this?
That it's,
Is this your drone?
hunting rifle?
No, it's not.
Semi-automatic.
I don't know.
Same thing.
Horrible.
I'm not very
You always hear that name of that one.
But here,
the reason why they made it out just like the military.
This is as of yesterday.
They probably shouldn't have. It's scary looking.
Remembering our colleague, political
But
journalist.
physically, it's no more
The
dangerous.
only thing really not done is
But the other thing too,
Fixture behind
garage
Heard of
door
it?
Friday,
Crazy spot.
man door goes right here.
Oh, yeah, I agree. They just races are gonna fly.
Cut what? Oh, yeah, same with the windows. All the windows are cut in.
No, I just would screw
So you
that
put
in.
knocks, man.
Hey, how are you? Good. And how you been?
Actually, I'm gonna have Vinny, scooch over. We'll have him sit there.
What is up, Joseph? How are you, sir? I'll see you in a second.
Daphne.
Yeah.
I can work from the back of these two.
No, that's not gonna be good, so it's not very long. I'm gonna be, it won't be very long. I'm just gonna grab
I work from both spots.
chair. Don't worry about it, I hang out there a little bit.
I like hanging down there.
Here you go. You're fine. And your phone's on silent, vibrate, and you remember all that. Perfect.
I remember everything.
Good. It's not your first rodeo.
Not.
No, Joe's been here.
Stop the common cold from spreading in the body.
In the past, the virus that causes the common cold, called the enterovirus, it's sneaky.
Did you hear about this thing with the common cold?
Did you hear about the connection between your appendix being removed and dementia?
Oh, come on.
Look that up. Oh my God. Yep.
Your appendix, so that's what, so they're relating to something the appendix actually does then?
Yes, they're finding out that it
How about tonsils?
controls bacteria.
Well, I agree with that.
And it's bacteria that causes the dementia. Very interesting.
How about, so I wondered about tonsils, because that's another one of those things that you don't really need.
Mine was an emergency tonsillectomy. They were so infected, they had to get me well to get them out. I was a flight attendant. They were on
Oh
overtime.
my God, you haven't taken out as an adult?
Yes, it was awful. I didn't talk for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
No, adult tonsillectomy is terrible. I was 5, so. I just remember they promised me ice cream and I didn't get any.
I got it.
No, they can bring me Jello.
Oh, really?
We don't have ice cream, you get Jello. I didn't like Jello. I was promised ice cream, I was 5 years old, and I'm gonna get ice cream because I get my tonsils taken out.
You're still bitter about that.
Yes, I am.
I know that.
You know, I'm bitter about today. I had a doctor appointment at 7 o'clock this morning.
But skill
What
sets,
irritates me about the
that's
doctor,
See why independent research by Silk Road shows Indeed delivers 3 times more miles
he can
than
only
most
see
jobs.
classes that are always Tuesdays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Reminiscence, and the only time he has office hours on. So he's over at the Sand Shoot Center.
Yeah.
I go around 40 minutes a day.
That's
where I got mine.
in the metro area. Protesters will target an Aurora neighborhood later this week where the warden of the local ICE facility lives. Republicans want Democrats to condemn that protest, saying it shouldn't be difficult for members of either party to speak out against something they see as a plaintiff's attempt to terrorize the warden, his family, and his neighbors. That protest set for Thursday.
What is that? What is that protest going on?
Oh, for the ICE. The big one on the 21st.
What is he, one of the directors or something?
No, there's a bunch of Antifa people are marching from downtown Denver to
his
ICE.
house.
Oh, they say some people are going to actually the warden's house too. Really? Going down to the ICE facility.
Why, is there a big ICE facility here
Aurora.
that detains people?
Apparently in Aurora there is.
They're everywhere though. And they detain people.
Right.
Well, yeah,
they find
people
them.
that have broke the law. Yes.
Immigration. Is it immigration? What does ICE stand for? Immigration?
This report is
Ice cream.
Oh,
Joe.
Vanilla ice.
Immigration control.
Joe, trust me how we do this now. We're doing what's called soft, we don't make a big introduction. You simply chime in as if you're always here. I know it sounds weird.
Chime in
on
about
any problem
everything.
you want. And then I say, oh, by the way, that's Joe. He's with so-and-so. We have found scientifically that not making an announcement over and over is better when you just start talking, and then it changes the habits. In other words, it's woven into content as if you're just sitting here. Now, we just happen to have a question on becoming a okay, so that's a good entree. But even if we didn't have that, we would just have you all of a sudden talk about something, and then introduce you as if you're always here. I know it sounds weird, but it works. And we've been having hardly any tune-out at all on any topic. When is your next seminar?
Yeah, this Thursday and Friday. This Thursday and Friday. See, I'm going to Iceland. We're going to Iceland.
I know.
Saturday.
That helps
So,
virus.
yeah, so we can be exact. And I'm going to talk to you about a couple of projects that I want to do.
Okay.
And,
So what kind of, is it?
Well, I know, oh, so this other one.
right, we need to do that. Yeah.
I don't know what the
I
treatment
know what you want to do, and I got all that,
but they found
I'm
that
trying to
this
figure out.
Okay.
in your body
Sending pictures
that
for
helps
lines.
So they can actually give you this extra enzyme?
I can
and
send that
everything
resemblance.
Oh,
they suppress.
Gosh, I couldn't. I mean, I can send that resemblance. Yes.
Oh, they suppress.
Right, and I'm Joe. Nice to meet you.
Joe, I'm sorry, Joe Keanu.
Joanne.
And there's
Okay.
nothing spread.
My husband.
I got a friend of mine.
Cumbia.
There's a place in England that's a really nice resort. England. I'm going to go to free for 2 weeks.
Yeah, went from the biggest city in the world to the smallest town.
They studied how
A
cold
friend
it
of mine
was
went
in
there for
1946.
college.
What?
It's a real fancy place.
What happens if you don't get it?
Yeah, a lot of times you don't.
Get what?
And you get 2 weeks free.
There's a place, I resort in England.
What's that?
You go for 2 weeks, they give you a common cold.
You get the virus from the
And
cold.
a lot of rolling wheels.
One of the things they've learned from this.
A 91 Land Rover for $90,000?
Wait,
are they?
You ever notice that?
I don't know, why would you want to get it once?
Because you get two
You can get 2 weeks free at this resort while you're there.
Yeah, you don't.
But you're fucking sick.
You might have a minor cold, but you get to go to a resort.
Oh, you're
kidding.
Get out of here.
What's up, buddy?
The cold, the snow.
You couldn't even guess. There's a place you could go to
There you go.
that if you agree that they can give you a virus, you can stay 2 weeks for free.
Like a cold.
It's in England. It's a resort.
When I was
They've been
younger, I
studying
hated
since late
snow.
40s.
I'm going.
I found another place in Jersey. If you agree to get HIV, you can stay 3 weeks.
That sounds scary.
Why do they want you there for that?
They've been studying the common cold since the 1940s. They've learned a lot about it, like can't be never get the same thing.
Right, that's right.
And there's
That's
about
right, you know. Okay, guys, we're on.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome. We are going to get to the phones and help you Listen, if you want to know about the show, just go to referralist.com, go to About Us, and read about us. We are there, here, every day 10 to 2, weekdays, I should say, to help you. We're around the clock, though. If you go online, you'll find us somewhere. Just look for the Troubleshooter or Referralist or radio show, Tom Martino, and we have this number that we clear every day. So if you call and leave a number, we will get back to you. 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. So we got a studio full of people you'll hear about as we go on, okay? Right now, Chris has a question. Go ahead, Chris. What's going on in your life, Chris?
Hey, not much, Tom. Actually, I'm getting a little bit older, and my wife is a little concerned about my mortality and wanted me to start researching life insurance. Now,
Right.
On your show, I've heard many times about becoming the banker.
Yes.
And I went to their website briefly, and I saw that they have a thing going on this week, so I signed up for it. But I wanted to know your opinion about this program, how it works. Is it a good idea?
Well, sometimes. I don't think it's a good idea if you're 80 or 90, and we may have a I know. We may have a disagreement on that, even with Joe, who does it. And Joe's not on my referral list because we agree on absolutely everything. He's on because he's honest, and this is a no-brainer, safe, conservative investment. Now, my opinion, I need Joe to answer this, though. My opinion, what I know of it, the goal here, I mean, life insurance is good. You're going to get life insurance. But the goal here is not to load you up with life insurance, okay? Because life insurance in and of itself is a bad deal. So they take something that's normally a bad deal and make it a good deal. That's all I can say. Joe, how would you – now, again, I don't care if you agree or disagree. I say when you're really old, I wouldn't do this. But let's just take him. How old are you, Chris?
45.
45.
Oh, that is not bad.
Okay.
That's not old.
But do you have income left over? Do you have money you can put away?
Easily. My wife and I are both high net worth people, and she's concerned basically that
if you have a lump sum, also it works really well, and this is why I got interested, for lump sums of cash, because you really can do some very creative things. But I want Joe to explain the monthly payment version and then the lump sum version, because you can do one or both. So let's talk about monthly payments. So a guy like Chris comes to you. What do you do? See, you're not looking to sell him a lot of life insurance.
No, we're not. Actually, the philosophy of the Become the Banker, Tom, is actually to reduce the death benefit, to still give you a death benefit,
right,
to keep the policy tax-free, but the main purpose of the policy is to build wealth.
Cash value.
Tax-free wealth.
See, Chris, most insurance people want to sell you a very high policy because they make good commission on that. But they want to sell you the small. See, the government is one of the few non-qualifying things you can do right now. I say non-qualifying, like a 401k and all that. It's non-qualifying. It's one of the few. It may be one of the only non-qualifying events that you can invest in where growth grows tax-free. I guess some municipal bonds you can do that with,
you
right?
Can.
Okay.
You can.
What else? Maybe a 420. What is that? 529 or whatever.
No.
What is that one for college?
Yes, it's a 529 plan, but I mean that is not tax-free.
Oh, it's deferred.
It's deferred.
Now this is
a big difference.
This is technically deferred, but he makes it tax-free. So explain. Right. So they put money away on a reasonable life insurance policy, but it starts growing cash value.
That is right, Chris. You're going to be getting a 4% guaranteed tax-free rate of return, nothing to do with the stock market, so you don't have to worry about losing any money at all. It's only going to grow, and it's liquid. You can take your money out with no penalties. And what people do, they use this as an opportunity to purchase things and then pay themselves back. That's why the name is Become the Banker.
You have some stages in this. First, you have the build-up period where you put money in. It builds cash value. And then let's say you wanted to buy a dish, you wanted to buy appliances, all new appliances. You can take a loan out on your money, pay for the appliances instead of the credit card. That's why they say Become the Banker. You pay yourself back on purpose with interest, as high interest as you can get away with, because that extra money is being sheltered too. The whole idea is to have a pot of money that has grown tax-free toward your 50s or 60s or 70s, but then you don't take it out as income. What do you do with it?
You take it out as a loan against the policy.
And you don't pay it back.
You don't pay it back.
Well, you can if you want, but you don't.
Right.
You know.
You shouldn't pay it back. You know,
Right.
you shouldn't pay it back.
So you take monthly payments, monthly loans, or quarterly or yearly loans, right?
Yeah.
To supplement your income.
Exactly.
And then those loans, Chris, are paid by the death benefit.
Okay.
You see, but there's usually, if people do this really to supplement their income, and they live to be, let's say, 80, do they have enough policy left over after paying the bills?
Absolutely. This could go for life.
No, I understand that part. I'm talking about after they take the supplemental income and then they die, the death benefit pays off the loans they took.
Yes.
Will it have money left over after that?
It has to, Tom. By law, the death benefit has to be higher than the cash value of the policy.
By how much more, do you know?
About 250%. That's the law.
So that's what you calculate.
Right.
You calculate how much cash do they want to put away, and then you give them a policy 250% more.
Right. That's to keep the policy tax-free.
Right.
That's a rule by the IRS.
Yeah. I think it's ingenious, but you got to do it the right way, Chris. I'm not going to fool you when I tell you we've had people take out loans to buy a car and it worked perfectly, but they didn't pay it back. And then they get a notice at the end of the year or something that it's income, and they say, what happened? Because you're supposed to pay it back. Or, no, it wasn't because they didn't pay it back. Why did they what went wrong with those people that didn't pay? What was wrong? Like somebody would say, I took out a loan. Oh, I know what they said. They had to pay the interest.
Right.
And I said, well, you have to pay interest anyway when you
That's
take.
the whole point.
That's right. I said, well, they said, but then if I charge myself interest, isn't that just going to the insurance company? The insurance company charges what?
4.76%.
Okay, so you're paying 4.67% for that loan, but your money is still making 5%, 4 plus 1 dividend. So the loan is not costing you anything, even though it looks like it. It's washing. But then if I took out a loan, I charge myself 15% because the extra 10% goes into my cash account. The 5% washes out the loan. So you got to. Here's what I'm saying: you got to do it the right way. And you're not left on your own. These guys answer questions all the time. We have more coming up, 303-713-TALK. Jason called yesterday trying to get his daughter back. This is a sad story, but it's a really good topic. Like, when do the interests of the children usurp your biological rights or rights as a biological parent? And then we also have this thing about a stolen vehicle on E470 and those tolls.
It's Ross Kaminsky. Mornings at 5. They told us that August's terrible spending deal meant we'd avoid.
Now, when you chime in on other problems, you can give your opinion. That's what you need to do. How am I doing, bro?
I'll keep my Looney Tunes going on.
John Fuller is a personal injury attorney that I know and trust. He's someone who gives you free legal advice when you need it the most. Now, here's what I mean. He's not representing you, but he'll answer the questions, and he knows exactly what he's saying. And then if he decides, or you decide, to get together, he only collects a fee if he collects for you. So here's the benefit of John Fuller. You may not need an attorney. He'll tell you that. Or you may be being treated unfairly. He'll tell you that. Then he'll represent you if you want him to. But free advice, 303-597-4500, 597-4500.
Cookie Roberts.
What was she on?
She was a broadcaster.
Are you a financial advisor?
Yes, I'm a certified.
Did you hear what Biden said just on this last night
Any financial planner?
when he was a lifeguard? He was a lifeguard in a place that was mostly black. Somebody had told this gang member to get off the diving board.
I mean, that's the truth.
The guy said,
I mean,
you out
this thing
as a kid.
This thing isn't a big cash generator.
So
In fact,
he
every
goes out
year the
there,
division goes
he's
down.
got chains.
So yes,
he
he's
might
getting
be because the guy had a razor blade.
That's a good thing for you. I mean,
It's
not fee heavy.
Wrap this chain around your head.
Some of those people might have something bigger than the line also, right?
Yeah,
what happens? The guy's back down.
So the idea is to have
It's like this tough guy he's trying to play and stuff when he was
is to have the pond that you churn.
You didn't hear about
pay
that?
yourself back, but you have to pay yourself back.
But you have to follow the guidelines.
People are very lax when they borrow from themselves. They're very lax. They don't have somebody saying, "We're going to come get the car."
Right.
No, we changed
your paradigm.
You pretend that this is the bank of me, and you start paying yourself back. You pretend it's a real loan.
That's exactly right.
So when you do your seminars, you do it just on the first
That's what we do.
Most people understand. I might get 1 out of 100. Who knows? 1 out of 100 price, maybe. You know, I mean, people that don't understand.
Oh my gosh, it's been centuries. Well, they see the web.
I do it Tuesday or Wednesday.
But
Doodle over
they actually
that,
kept that
This
and then I
Tuesday
can
or
log.
Wednesday.
Okay,
even
we'll
for
just
the
need to
wealthy,
decide
like the
first or
Ross
second.
trials, the Vanderbilt.
It's you're gonna get more people.
They build family banks with life insurance.
It's not qualified, so making 4% tax free.
So I wonder if that's also an issue and stuff like.
With no risk.
That can be.
I know.
That's one thing I like about
Go
it.
to
The
sleep
risk.
at night.
Yeah.
You can go to sleep at night, that's
Right,
right.
the stock market.
Now, if you just left it there and just added to it, it's 4%. I mean, actually it's 5%. I keep forgetting the
Right, the
dividend,
dividend.
but they've never not paid a dividend, so it's 5%. But
Did they find the
that's a
black
good
guy
return.
you're
You know
talking
what?
about?
I have a stock account, a private one, plus I have
I'd be
the other
impressed
one,
that
and
you
he
did that.
plays with it for me,
And
he
he
makes
said,
money. But you want to know something? In the
It's
long
called
run,
foreign
5% is a good return.
Well, it is a good return, tax free.
If you truly are guaranteed. Hey, Mark, could we beat 5% tax free, like making 8 to 10 on our stuff?
I don't know about the tax-free part, but
No, I don't mean tax free. I mean, but you
over
match it.
20%.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we had a banner year.
No, even including last year when you got to take a loss. So net 2 years over 20%.
Okay, so he's making good money, but not how many people can do that?
Forever? Is it gonna last forever?
No, we don't know.
I know, but
there's
this
risk.
is forever.
No,
So that's what I'm
nobody-
Okay, what if they change the rules?
Yeah, they have. Yeah,
So you can't say it's
No,
forever.
hold it a second. If they change the rules,
Yeah.
they have to they can't make it retroactive.
Oh, that's true.
You're talking about going door to
They-
door
they
and
can
taking
make
guns
it
from people.
retroactive.
You can't make it retroactive.
I don't think they
You know
would
what?
ever go back and say all the money
Well,
put into that is now
That's right.
taxed.
All the senators.
That would
all
be a
the presidents,
revolution.
They own this thing. They have it. So do you think they're gonna shoot
My
themselves in
only
the
point
foot?
is, Joe, nothing's forever. Nothing in this world
They
is
might phase
ever
it out.
forever.
They might phase it
Well,
out.
death is certain.
Life
That's
That is
all the
correct.
more
Life
reason.
insurance.
That's all the
has been
more.
forever.
Joe, that's all the more reason to take advantage of it.
Yeah, that's right, because otherwise.
I mean, who knows if they'll change
Hey,
it? What
you know
other
your name means in
non-qualified?
German?
You got the 529.
What do you mean
No,
nothing?
That's not the same.
That's a taxable.
They just said nothing's retro. That's not true. It's
No, I didn't
so
say
untrue.
nothing's retro. I said they are not likely to go back to money you've made earnings on, that made tax-free and make it taxable. I don't say nothing.
Well, they just went into New York, for instance, with salt taxes and said, okay, you can no longer exempt whatever you're paying on interest at your house anymore. So these people are paying.
But they didn't go back and take. But they didn't go back.
But
Here's
they
what I'm
didn't go
saying,
There's a
Mark.
lot of people
But
that
Mark,
pay 50.
Mark, but they
They go
didn't go
back.
back and take the previous money you saved.
Well, if they're Democrats, they should.
No.
I don't know of anyone that retroactively ever took money away. I know they stopped benefits, but I don't.
Right, and they started.
What'd you find out? Is it good? Don't tell us. Is it good? Don't tell us.
Don't tell us
Don't
anything.
tell us. Is it good? Is it good?
Don't tell us.
It's good.
Don't tell us.
Don't tell us.
Don't tell
Tell us
anything.
it's bad.
Put on a tease. Put on a tease. So I got these pictures. Which one did you
I don't even know which one he's doing. Which
All
one
of
was he talking about?
Well,
I
it's all
don't want to
like
know
he's
anything about it except what case are we talking about?
We had a deputy go out and look at
Oh!
That's the one I'm talking about.
Angel in the morning.
Yes.
Hold on.
Angel.
Okay, I'm here. Tom Martino, your troubleshooter,
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. What's going on? How can we help you? We're going to do it right now. Let's talk to Jason. We have a follow-up. We should go to Jason now, right? And then the follow-up. Jason, because we have an attorney kind enough to come on and talk about this, and this is June. And give me this pronunciation. Do you know, Daff, or I'll just have June to give it to me. June, the name of the firm is?
Berillion and Geiger.
And it's Vermillion?
Berillion.
Berillion. Okay, Berillion. And Geiger. I want you to listen to Jason. He has while you're not handling this case and you're an expert, I just want to know the trend in law when it comes to biological parents and status quo and all of that. Jason, one thing I was hazy on, your kid, you lost parental rights. Totally, you and your wife. Who lost them first?
So
Originally, she was taken away from my wife because my wife came to visit me when I was living alone, and I was,
That doesn't make sense. What was the reason they took parental rights, which is extreme, away from your wife? Were you guys divorced at the time?
No, we weren't divorced. We were separated, and they said it's because my wife wasn't protecting her, and she wasn't keeping her in a safe environment. And she was bringing her
to where?
Yeah, to over to my house where I was living. And
okay, so they said taking your daughter to her dad is unsafe.
Yeah, because they had found drug paraphernalia there, and they used that.
Okay, but did you at the time have your parental rights terminated at the time?
Neither one of us did
okay,
at the time.
Then how did they know that your house was unsafe? Had you been charged with drug charges?
No, because her sister, my wife's sister, helped my wife move out some of her items from the apartment that we were living in. And they found the paraphernalia there. And then
who's they? That's what I'm confused about, Jason.
I'm sorry about that. My sister-in-law found the paraphernalia.
So did your sister-in-law call social services and say that my sister is visiting this deadbeat drug addict husband and taking her daughter there?
Correct, and almost in the exact verbiage that she used.
Okay, good. I'm a seer. So the sister-in-law was making trouble, and over that alone, they terminated her rights.
Yes. So then, because of I ended up going to jail, and then so they gave her a treatment plan, and they gave a treatment plan for me in place.
Okay, so you both lost your parental rights. You went to jail. She had a treatment plan. You had a treatment plan. In other words, you had to go to counseling. You had to do this. You had to do that. And it's called a treatment plan, or it's called anyway, there are different names for it. But what happens is they take a look at the child and the best interest of the child. And in order to get rights back, they give you a list, basically, a punch list. You're claiming you and your wife went through everything.
Correct. Yes.
And you did it over a period of how long?
Well, originally it was for 1 year. I guess these cases only go for 1 year. And because a year into our case, they added the domestic violence piece that wasn't a part of the case originally. So
into this year, there was something added which extended it. In other words, they want, in short, social services wants to get parents to get their kids back if the parents follow a plan. We're not going to get into whether you really did or not. We're not getting into that. We're not going to get into any of this or any conspiracies by social services or the sister-in-law. Although it's safe to say the sister of the mom, your sister-in-law, and the husband, they want to keep this child. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. So now I want to ask June, and this is important because this is really the issue I wanted to know. When people have their kids taken away, that's a major action. And to get them back is major too. So
yes,
what I want to know in general, in this case, because the baby was only 1 when they lost their rights, and now the girl is 3 or 3.5, can they say, I know, Jason, you and your wife went through the program. Yeah, you did everything. Let's assume they did for argument's sake. But you know what? We don't want to disrupt this child's life. Is that possible, that even though they did everything, the status quo is such that they don't want to take the child away?
It is possible, just to provide stability and safety for the child. Ultimately, it's the court and the department who have to come up with that decision.
So is that what you feel is happening, Jason, that even though you did everything required, and I'm assuming that just for argument's sake, you're assuming that you're not going to get the child back because the sister wants it, the sister wants her, her husband wants her, and it's status quo?
Yeah, they're using the terms that you're using, that she's comfortable where she's at. They don't want to disrupt her the life that she's there.
Wow.
Even though it is true that we did complete all of our treatment plan, and we have for a while.
Now, June, if this would this have been different if the child was, say, 14 and then she was 16? I think it would have been different, don't you, than a little baby 1 to 3?
No, it's always the same.
No, I meant as far as status quo. not as far as standards. I mean, like saying, okay, you went through the program, you did everything, because we have plenty of examples of parents that get their kids back.
That's true. What the court and the department likes to see is that there's consistency and stability. So, and every situation is different.
Okay.
So it greatly depends on the situation and the level of compliance and the kind of danger the child was put into to begin with, along with the child's mental state and how they're doing in their placement right now.
And without knowing all the details, of course, there's no way we would know. But you're saying, though, that there are many cases, not just with babies, where children are taken, and even though the parents have made amends, so to speak, they leave things the way they are.
They can. You have a certain amount of time to show compliance and to keep that compliance up. It does take a long process sometimes, and it does require a lot of patience. But if the court and the department can see consistency and stability and that you've checked off and complied with everything they've asked you to, and there are no other safety concerns, they can return the child to you.
Okay. And do you know, just by hunch from your career, do parents most of the time get children back or not? Or I know it's a case by case, but is there a trend?
I don't think there's a trend. It really is case by case. For a large part, parents that are compliant and do the treatment plans and go through the process are able to get their children back.
Okay. So what in this case then? Again, you're not Jason, she's not representing. I'm just asking, if somebody came to you or a similar attorney and said, I did everything, they won't give my children back, my girl back or my daughter, my son, because of status quo, they think it's stable, will you help me fight it? Is that a losing battle?
It depends on the paperwork that they bring to me.
So
everything's in the paperwork. I would have to review the entire course of the paperwork and the treatment plans and the reports to be able to tell them whether it's possible or not.
Who's that? Is that me? That's not me. I don't know who that. Okay. So thank you for your information. Jason, do you have any questions for her? Because I hear what she's saying. She's saying, look, it depends on why they were really taken to begin with, how severe it was, how you did comply. I mean, in your mind, you did everything. How long it took to comply, how the child is adjusting, and whether or not it would be better for the children or the girl, the daughter, to be back with you and your wife. See, there's a whole bunch involved here. And for that, you need to sit down for a consultation with an attorney. But I'll tell you, even attorneys, whether you hire them or whether you want to hire them or not, I've never heard an attorney say, yeah, let's go get them and not consider the child. Jason, what I'm saying is June and every other attorney probably worth their salt cares about the child first. And that's going to be hard because if it indicates that she's stable, even though you're the dad, it could be you can't get an attorney to take it. Again, it depends. Do you have any specific questions for her at all?
No, it was just, I find it hard to believe that, like we could have this treatment plan and at the end of the day, they just say that it's not, it's not enough and she's comfortable where she's at. And I understand the what's in the best interest of the child. It's really hard as a parent feeling that, you put your trust in the system.
That you lost them forever. I would feel the same way. Yeah. I'm not going to lie to you. If I had a problem and I corrected it, I would think, oh my goodness, this child for the rest of her life, I'm not going to be there. I mean,
and they offered this APR plan for us. They took termination off the table a while ago. So we did enough to make it so we're not going to have our rights terminated. But now they want to have, until she's 18, we get to see her for 4 hours a week for the rest of her life.
Okay, so they're saying it's going to be supervised?
Yeah, supervised for 4 hours a week until she's 18 with no further plan.
There must have been some pretty severe circumstances. June, what is your gut feeling? I mean,
well, an order for APR isn't permanent. It can always be modified.
Yeah.
If you show in good faith that you're complying with the things they've asked you to, and you've kept the schedule and you've kept the contact, it can always be modified over time.
Yeah, and if he maintains 4 hours a week or whatever he gets,
Yes.
I think that's a better than not doing it, Jason. This is a terrible situation, and I know a lot of parents would think it's terrible. But then again, what if that little girl is so happy where she is, and they don't want to disrupt it?
Yeah, I understand.
That's it. So
I made some mistakes, 2 years ago that led to using drugs, and I'm fully accountable for that, and I regret and I'm shameful for the actions I've done. But once we try to, we have we got a beautiful house for her, everything that she needs as far as nurturing and her physical and mental needs that are there. It's just tough,
I know it is.
That once the Department of Human Services gets out of the picture, when this APR, we would let her go over to her extended families, whereas it's not going to be the other way around.
Well, but hold on. You are going to get some visitation. It is going to be weekly. And as June says, things can be modified. I want to thank you, June. These are very, very, very tough cases. I'm sure you run into all the time.
They are tough cases, and I'm glad to be of help.
And that's Barillion and Geiger, attorneys at law. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it very, very much.
This is Denver's talk station.
They did everything, but we're assuming.
He sounds like a good guy.
But she said even if they did everything, it's possible. But addicts being sorry. Yes, nothing.
Yes, I'm good. Tom was absolutely right about something. Absolutely right about something you got into.
Mostly they're sorry.
Good tease. You got a good tease.
It's a good tease.
Okay, good.
You were absolutely right about something.
First of all, if it has anything to do with the Looney Tunes, I was the only one right.
You're right.
Okay. No guessing. No guessing.
That's interesting you got those pictures, because pictures don't lie, but they can tell a different story.
I know what story they tell.
Look at this one.
I know exactly
what that say?
they're telling.
Traffic and weather.
Son of Satan.
Son of Satan.
Victims of all types of injuries and accidents, and with hundreds of millions of dollars recovered.
I got hold of the maintenance lady, the maintenance manager, and she knew the whole story. The manager actually did, because they're not throwing her out.
Savings.
The leasing manager.
So they didn't fill up the top.
Okay, fix it 24/7. We'll come out to your home free of charge and check any estimate that you've gotten for a major appliance. A furnace, AC, water heater. They say you need it. FixMyHome.com. Fix it 24/7. These guys will check it free of charge. Why? Because they want to make sure that you get what you need. Now, this is what I love about second opinions. You can never go wrong. If they say you do not need a replacement, you only need this, then it better fix it, right? They can't just BS, right? Everyone wins, and of course, Fix It 24/7 you can trust. Now, what if they say, yeah, a replacement isn't a bad idea, here's what we can do? Well, you can figure out if it's a better deal or not. FixMyHome.com. Free second opinions. Never, ever can you get hurt by a second opinion. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
So that gang member's name was Corn Pop. So if you look at Biden and Corn Pop, you'll see the whole
What
story.
did he say about Corn Pop?
So Corn Pop was a local gang member, and he said when he was a
lifeguard, because all gang members go to the public pool.
He was in the public, and
When Biden was,
Biden was the
lifeguard. Okay.
Told him to get him down, and he wouldn't get down. He says, and then he says, get down. He called him Esther, like Esther Williams, the swimmer back there.
Yeah.
And then he said, I'm going to meet you outside, and I got my razor. So he went outside after work, and Biden took this chain, and Biden told him they were going to fight.
Biden told this story.
Right. Told the story and said, hey, you might cut me, but I'm going to wrap this chain around your head.
Why did Biden tell
the guy back down?
But why did Biden tell the story?
To prove that he's a badass.
To that, and then also that he understands the plight of minorities.
By challenging one to a fight?
With a chain.
He lives it, I guess.
Saying, he's probably saying, look, I'm from the hood, I know what it's like.
Yeah, but then they found out, is it Wilmington, Pennsylvania, or whatever? It was 73% white.
You can find out. With this gangbanger, Corn Pop, did he come forward and say it didn't happen?
No.
Don't accept
any chiropractic
You're looking for 'em.
clinics
They
or
thought-
medical clinics or amniotic.
Man, you say anything, and they'll look to verify anything you say.
Remember I spent some time at crack house with those homeless people?
Yeah.
They were talking about how
Yeah.
they have street names, like popcorn.
Brian Williams, he did
not
not
like
like
the
the news.
Biden was pranked and mocked at the pool because he was too quick to use it.
Yeah, what a badass. He was quick to use his whistle. Oh, wow. What about, I'll bet you Trump he wasn't a badass. Trump went to all these prep schools.
Well, he also went to a military prep school.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
So did you. That doesn't mean shit.
His dad, no.
He stayed the whole time.
Trump.
He stayed the whole time.
Trump was out of line. His dad said not just a military school, sent him to a fucking strict military school.
Really? He went to a military school?
For high school.
Well, that's a lot. 4 years of that?
Oh, it's fucking, you might as well be in the military.
Really?
I thought you said it was no big deal.
Yeah, I hate it.
Why did you go?
Because Dad said you're not a good boy.
Because he had this run-in with Corn Pop.
Let me tell you what happened. I was a lifeguard in the pool.
Too quick for that.
And Rice Krispie started attacking me. Snap, crackle, pop, they said.
Did you give your parents a tough time?
Oh, did he give her a tough time? Tell the story.
He's an only child. Thank God.
I got in a few, I got in trouble.
Did you like, you never like stole or anything like robbed, did you?
I didn't rob anybody. I borrowed a car.
Oh.
Some of us had to get to 7-Eleven to buy my
Oh, you
Marlboros.
got points. Who was that teacher we used to get points?
Mr. Rimple.
Ripple points.
Ripple dollars.
Ripple dollars.
Program is not being used.
I sold bubble gum for Ripple dollars.
Oh, you sold those
And then
toothpicks.
I could buy my homework, so you wouldn't have to turn your homework in.
Did you borrow, so you borrowed a car? Really, huh? Whose car?
When I was 15.
Joyriding.
Guy left a car there with the keys in it.
Oh, I thought you were just taking it to get washed.
Literally, we were going to take it up to 7-Eleven and back. Buy cigarettes, 2 in the morning, and come back.
Oh my goodness.
The whole coming back part didn't work out.
303-713-TALK. Okay, 713-855. I don't know if you've heard
the beginning of the show. Some people just tune in for segments, but you can always go back and listen to the podcast. Angel called and said, this landlord has been trying to get rid of me for 11 years. I'm on rental subsidies, so they have to find something wrong, and they can't, so they're doing stuff to me. They broke down my door, for example. They flooded the upstairs apartment on purpose in order to ruin my stuff. And she had a list of things that they did to try to get rid of her. Mark said she was a nutcase, he thought, because it sounded too incredible that a landlord would go to this extent to get rid of her. You still think that, right, Mark? We sent Adam. Adam called and volunteered to go there, so we sent him to look at the
let's
apartment.
recap for people. While she was gone, the management broke into the apartment above and flooded it in order to flood her apartment, right? She said that.
Yeah, I don't...
And then they kicked down their own door, or her door, while she was out once again. Then they broke in and stole her kid's medication.
Right, and they ruined a lot of stuff inside her apartment.
That's right.
And she had nothing but trouble. She said she's called the cops numerous times.
And the cops don't do anything.
Well, they talk to them.
Yes.
And they have a police report.
Yeah.
But what really, really was weird is that we had Deputy Clint call, and they said they recalled not one problem, not one with this person or with the apartment, right?
That's right.
Never.
Yeah,
they said never.
The manager, and the manager does say that they're not kicking her out.
They never tried, never would.
No.
But here's what was really weird. They did say, let me get it straight. We don't even know what you're talking about. We've never had an incident concerning that apartment, right?
Yes.
I mean, not maybe in those words, but in essence, no issue at all.
And they're not kicking her out.
So they don't even know that the police were called.
But I did get hold of the supervisor of maintenance, which was Lydia.
Yeah, hold on. Is there something to be said there? Who should we? You tell me. Should we go to the guy that looked at the place first, or should we go?
Let's get his
perspective. Let's go with
first.
the fact that you are completely right about something.
Oh.
Well,
okay, let's talk to Adam.
I challenge this.
Okay, let's talk. Let's talk to Adam, who looked at the apartment. Adam, you know what? Here's the thing. We truly, and I hope Angel realizes this. Angel, you do realize we're not doing this just to whistle Dixie here, whatever that means. We're doing this because we want to help you. I mean, we wouldn't go through all this trouble. Okay, so Adam came to look at your apartment. Adam, are you there, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I deputized him, and he's now Deputy Adam. So what did you find? We can call him Adam 12. You remember that show? Okay, so Adam, what did you find?
That's a fire department.
Adam 12 was they were police. They were police.
Okay. That was going on there. The first thing upstairs did flood.
Okay.
That's a fact.
So for them to say they never even heard about that, and it did flood, that's one point for credibility. It did flood. How bad was that flooding?
It went from the picture that you guys have on YouTube. That's underneath the sink right now. That's just a pathway.
Oh, I didn't see the photos. I'll have to look for them.
Oh, it's rolling through YouTube, but
okay.
The drywall's soaking wet, the ceiling's wet, the light fixture where that's attached is soaking wet.
Oh, it's a mess. This apartment is a freaking mess. I'm looking at these photos.
What she said that
and I see where the door was.
They came to spray for roaches, and they bagged up a lot of her stuff and threw it in the corner, and that's why a lot of stuff is piled up. But there's roaches everywhere. The bathroom sinks.
Now, hold on. Do you think that's her, or I mean, they didn't plant roaches?
No, I just know that there's roaches in the apartment.
Okay. It looks to me, excuse me if I'm wrong, is she like a hoarder or a messy person?
It doesn't look like it. It could be tidied up.
Well, this kitchen looks like a disaster.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on with the kitchen.
The problem.
I know, Angel, but the kitchen looks terrible. I mean, was that because you're in the middle of repairs and stuff?
I'm trying to take all the cupboards out because there's millions of roaches, and I can't even eat in this house. It's so disgusting.
But Angel, roaches, you're not saying that they planted the roaches, right?
Who knows what they're doing, sir? I wouldn't put anything past anybody.
Well, how did you get all those roaches?
They put me in this apartment that was infested. I used to live in the back building, and they moved me over here because they were pulling out all the carpet because all the tenants had bed bugs, I guess, around. Not all of them.
So they were, hold on, let me summarize. They were redoing a section and moved you and other tenants?
They were pulling out the carpet, and they were putting hardwood floor in there.
But what I'm trying to get at, it wasn't just you that they moved, Angel. Take a breath here.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just you that they moved you and a few other people, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But I didn't ask to move. They forced me to move to the front building.
And they forced a bunch of people
She's
to
her
move.
own worst enemy.
Well, I think that she's looking for a conspiracy against her, and I'm thinking maybe they're just at worst, maybe they're bad landlords. I don't think they're targeting you. But now I want to hear, hold on now, and Adam, we really appreciate this. Adam, what did, in essence, though, did you see anything that would indicate that she was singled out?
One thing that caught my eye as I was leaving, on some of the pictures, you can see white spray paint where somebody spray painted over the peephole on the exterior of her door. There's also paint going out of the main door, the same color of white paint on the inside of the door, so you only see it when you open the door. Like somebody purposely did that and tried to keep it wet so that when you open the door and brush by it, your hands might get paint on your clothes or purse or bag or whatever.
Oh, you mean it's like literally happened today?
Like vandalism. Now I want to ask
what is that spray painted on her fridge? All I can make out is sun or something.
Angel, did you spray paint that?
No, that's magnets my daughters put on the fridge with their names on them.
Okay,
that's what that is.
You have kids in here? How many kids?
No, they're being babysat right now, and they're at school. They can't be in here right now because of what's going on in here.
What were Deputy Clint? What are you saying no to?
You would ask if she had a made her upset in her life. Lydia says she had her children taken away.
No, that's not true. She's lying about everything.
And she also claims that they have the police reports.
So hold on. So you do have custody of your? How old are your kids?
Yes, I do. Yes.
How old are they? How old are they?
12 and 13, and I can prove it also.
Yeah. You don't have to prove anything right now, dear. I just want to try to help you, but I'm wondering if you truly have people that want to get you out of there, or if you are just pissed off somehow.
Why would I be pissed off?
Hey, ask him about that door, the picture he took of the door. What's up with that? It looks like it's barricaded.
No, the door looks like it was broken. Oh, hold on. We got to take a break, I'm being told. Please hang on if you can, Adam. I don't know, people. What do you think's going on? I got to take other calls in between, too. Hang on. I'm Tom Martino.
Now, impact traffic. This
a lawyer. We like to tease.
Yeah. Ideal law.
We just said absolutely. She's taken away.
I just wish we could still maintain revenue without so many commercials. And we extended it now.
Part of the business.
No, I'm not.
Pays the bills.
Throw some more.
You can just hope this is not.
Look at that barricade on the stove.
When you hear the story, it just all makes sense.
You're running my spots.
Yes. Not one thing.
So you think this makes sense?
Oh,
Whatever days are listed.
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't got the schedule yet, so I don't know.
No, we did it for this month. We did them last. I do it every week. What, the first week? I'll tell you exactly what days.
They're really
Ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan. Listen, I say that because it really is. You can get a loan if you have decent credit, get a loan anywhere, right? But that loan may or may not be the best for you. They can pick a term. You can pick a term. You don't have to go back to 30 years. You may want to optimize getting that low payment, that lower credit, or that lower interest rate, but not go back to 30 years. Maybe you do want to go to 30 years. That's up to you and them to come up with a solution. The point is you can make your own term. And whatever you do, they'll refinance you free of charge if rates go down. That's a 2-year guarantee. Once you refinance, you get another 2 years. So you're always in a guarantee if you keep chasing rates, and they don't mind it at all. 303-867-7000. Ideal also has, of course, the credit optimization, which tweaks your credit legally to get you the best rates. 303-867-7000. Here's the website, idealhomeloans.com.
Any information is beneficial, but there's one kind of information that
Oh, that? Here.
Was that me?
Not the phone you each day. I'm talking about
So, who was doing that vibrating? I don't know. So look at this. Vinny, do you see the photos? Vinny. There's her door that she said they broke. Yeah. This is her bathroom. I don't know what she's trying to show us there. Somebody sprayed painted over the peephole, and then that's her kitchen. But she said she emptied out the cupboards because there were bugs. And she said, why would she do any of this? I don't know. I really don't know. Did she get her kids? Look, then the ceiling up there, you can see where it was flooding.
All logical.
What is this here? This drywall's open.
I don't think she did this on
No, she couldn't do that. No, but it's all logical when you hear the real story.
Okay, we're going to let you say three things.
It all fits.
That video.
What is that?
Let's talk about addiction. It's not something because it was broken down.
I always used to say, if you think you have problems, you can put 10 people around the table.
Daughter's on cocaine. That's why the White House has established an information.
Yeah, you're right.
Stages of addiction.
What's the saying?
About the cost of treatment,
Used
the
to complain,
availability
I have no shoes.
about what the White House offers to parents
No,
other
Mark.
treatment programs.
She had her rent
No one
modified
knows
because
what's
kids
true
were
about
30.
addiction.
Don't tell us
It'll
story.
never change.
And your kids were taken away.
For intervention or information, if you're in a circle where there is a drug addict, call, ask about anything.
So what do you do? You average a couple seminars a week for this stuff?
No, we do that, couple of, a month.
Or a couple of months?
Yeah, you can't, if you did it weekly, you'd be exhausted.
730.
Plus, you couldn't fill up weekly in this population.
Your addiction recovery program. That's 720-730.
9722. Confidential and free. TheRaleighHouse.com. Cyber attack.
The 15th through the 23rd.
Okay.
7 and 7.
Here's the deal.
7 live, 7 live, 7 recorded, 1 in studio.
So Stephanie's coming here. I would leave if you're going to go shopping, and really, then I would take Minnie and we would run out there and then meet up with you after.
Okay.
That's probably the best thing to do. I just want to make sure because really, like you said,
No.
and it's
Hey, is there a recorded Become the Banker today?
No, I took care of it. 20, 30, 40, 50%. He's going to mention the seminar. I took care of it.
Okay, I got you.
Everyone sells the same.
Can you even look at tomorrow? You should have 2 every single day now up until whatever the first day of the seminar is.
When it comes to inflation, and at the bottom when it comes to price, just what you want.
What do you usually have in the restaurants?
No, we have a
That's simply floors.
we have meeting.
Hasn't been
How many
posted yet.
people does it seat?
What? Probably about, we can put
It hasn't
50
been
people
posted
there.
yet.
Normally it's between
Oh,
25 to 30.
That's the average
That's
attendance?
the average. Yeah.
So what do those hotel rooms cost you for that?
You know, some of them are like $200.
Oh, that's all.
$175.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's only for an hour and a half.
well, you have to cater too, right? Don't you pay them for that?
No, I actually don't provide any food except sandwiches or wine.
But do you have to pay for the room?
Yeah. But I mean, we bring the food in.
Oh, you bring it in. I got you.
We'll go to Costco and get one of those platters.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, I thought the fee'd be a lot higher than that.
No.
What, for a meeting room?
Yeah, we're doing about between 2 and 3 nights. Did you read the story about it?
And you get the room for the night.
Dumbest thing
Well,
I
dumbest
ever
thing
heard.
ever.
And let me tell you, if you're a gang member, don't go with porta potties.
So
I understand.
or 2 hours.
Do they rent it by the hour?
No. You'd be raised for free if I want to.
Snap, crackle, and pop.
You have it at the same place all
Oh, yeah. So they know us.
And then Tony the Tiger
We've
showed
been
up.
doing it for the last
In every single chain.
You've been doing it that
Who's a
long?
little leprechaun?
Oh, Lucky Charms. Lucky Charms. So how long are you gonna be here? What was his name?
They've been here.
They've been here 2 weeks, not here, up by Aspen, her daughter lives in Carthage.
Hi, I'm Tom.
Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK. Listen, I'm going to go back to this apartment thing in a second, but I must have just a couple people taken here really quick. Oh, they dropped off. Isn't that terrible? Isn't that terrible? But Rachel has a praise here. So, and anyone, or Rochelle, whatever, if you're calling, call back. We'll get to you. 303-713-TALK. Is it Rochelle? What's going on?
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
I wanted to say thank you to you and to Gaffney. I needed a lawyer, and she sent me to Jay Musin and Musin.
Muheisen. They're good people. They're good for, did you use them for immigration?
I used them because I needed a birth certificate.
Yeah.
I'd been adopted, but I never had a birth certificate. And so to go through and find it, I was with Jay when he was calling the government.
Yeah.
Waiting online, and he waited for 20 minutes, and then he stopped and called back, and he waited another 30 and finally got someone. Anyway, they're fantastic.
He's a great guy. I like him. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
And I'm glad
he
that you were that you give us feedback. We love hearing feedback.
I just wanted you to know and everyone else listening that you guys are great. Thank
Okay,
you so much.
Muheisen and Muheisen on our referral list for a long time at referralist.com. So Adam looked at the apartment, Angel's apartment, and said, yeah, there are definitely some problems. And Angel says it's a plot to get rid of her. The landlords are trying to get rid of her. She has 2 kids, 2 daughters, teenagers, and she really, that's all we have to go on.
What's up with that door?
Okay, but quickly, just give your assessment, what you found, Deputy Clint. Go ahead.
Lydia says the police reports will show her boyfriend kicked that door in all those times.
The police report says
yes,
her boyfriend
kicked that door in.
Lies.
Angel.
Am I still on the air?
Everybody's lying.
Am I still on the air?
Yes.
Hello. Okay, I have somebody to corroborate my story too, and I did tell the police officer that came yesterday that he did it one time and he's gone. He's going to jail for that, and they're the ones who came and did that.
Now, hold on.
numerous
Why,
times.
really? Your boyfriend kicked in the door. Your boyfriend kicked in the door and is going to jail. What I want to know is, why would the landlord kick your door in?
Start talking to him.
Hey,
Hold on. No, I will talk to you. I don't, listen, I'm just going to take control here. Angel, I know you got that person. I do want to talk to them, okay? Hang on. I do want to talk to them. But I can't believe everybody is lying and conspiring. She's saying her boyfriend kicked in the door once, but the second time the landlord did. Why? Can we get the landlord on? So what else did you find? That the boyfriend kicked in the door? She wouldn't have told us that unless you told us first.
Angels is correct about her neighbor upstairs being in jail, and they have no idea why the toilet above her overflowed, but it happened last night.
Okay.
And they're on it.
But they said they had nothing to do with it.
No, they don't know what happened.
Well, I don't know why they told us. First of all, they never heard about her or a problem, and now they have all these answers.
The leasing manager actually wasn't aware of this. The maintenance people are.
Okay, the maintenance are. What did they say about her kids?
They swear that they were taken away.
Her kids
she lost
were
her parental
taken
rights.
away.
Yes.
And her rent was adjusted accordingly.
Yes.
Okay, so she has someone to corroborate her story. Meanwhile, if you have problems, questions, or complaints, if you want to talk to Joseph Chiano, becomethebanker.org. That's what we're using, becomethebanker.org, to find out more. You can call us. And they have a seminar coming up we'll tell you about. Stick around on the Troubleshooter Show.
So it is.
I went out to the art and gratitude. I met Mitch. Came to she's bad shit. He starts working in granite. Does this woman have a dad?
If you have your kids taken away, though, that's pretty traumatic. You know, just like the other guy.
And quartz and other natural stone. He designs your countertops.
It says that they flooded the apartment above it just to get on
The apartment above them is the lady's in jail, just like Ace said, and they have no idea why the toilet overflowed last night.
Just have complaining about that instead of knowing.
They don't deny that happened. They have no idea why it happened.
I don't. Dan and I went out to one lady. She had a jar, and she said, "Look at all those bed bugs." And we're looking at them. They were carpet drivers. I mean, literally, pieces of carpet. And as we're looking at them, she's looking at them, and you can tell she really thinks they're bed bugs, and they're moving around and shit.
And then she says, "Look at this. There's an egg from this bed bug. It's a piece of paper."
Oh yeah, literally a piece of
It was
paper.
like the shell of the stuff.
Yeah, I think
She was. I'm just keeping track of it. Then we have to decide.
she admits her boyfriend kicked the door in. I mean,
That what this clinic says he can keep his ones he has.
Just one time.
yeah, just one time. He didn't do it the other times. The other times it was the management that did it.
And then
Does that make any sense?
get his license back.
Did you ask that?
He lost his license because of drugs.
So she said something about her nose is bleeding from all the stuff
I didn't
going
get
on
talked
there.
to the people. I call it Lydia Batten.
Last year,
Carolina
they
in
did a blood test and found out
breast cancer.
I don't. Probably enough is good.
Manager
Says,
my campaign is now facing the House Judiciary Committee. Members say this is
3 years ago they found out.
You've been hearing things about all over.
I have my eyes tested.
1990.
I like it.
I like it. I like the sunshine. I like the weather.
You don't mind the winter?
You know what? It doesn't really, we have real mild winters. Very, very seldom do we have, I mean, we could get below sea level one day and a foot of snow. Then the next day, 7. And, so, I mean, I don't.
Polls show this
I don't
race
even,
is too
the
close
whole
to
time I've
call,
been here,
but
probably
there's
it's
still
been 2 or 3
largely a
back.
referendum on Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Supporters
What do you
praise
like
his
every
campaign.
I live right on that. That is, I like that, but it was,
Settlements. But critics see Netanyahu as corrupt and a threat to Israeli democracy and peace. Facing pending federal
that's a
charges
clear versus this one.
Adjusted to the high altitude type.
Oh, yeah.
How are you doing?
5K versus. I run everywhere. I
But if the music is checked, no, I have
No, I'm not too much into that.
No, no, but you get used to the upper bikes.
I come here a couple weeks, I can still see all of them. Sometimes a little.
They got those hooks now, you know, those gorilla hooks.
I don't drink that much.
We could do it just with like putting one little hole in there.
Well, that little one's right there.
I can go around the track.
They would, okay.
Carbondale, it's a few more times.
When you say little, you talk about these here. But I thought we'd want to get rid of this one, because in those we can zoom in and turn it a little bit.
Plus they're wireless.
Plus they're wireless, right? Yeah, that one will always have to have wire.
I don't know what they're going to do. I wish they'd give us the other stuff, because everything in there is national.
No, I got it on my phone. I have to.
You know what I'm saying?
There's not, I mean, there's a guy right over here. I mean, that one?
The studio next door.
There's no people.
I don't.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's empty.
I thought they do to the Broncos on there.
No, that's KOA, bro.
Mark, are they redoing all of these offices?
Oh.
Like, brain dead today. I think it's going to be wonderful.
They should put us over there, though.
When it's all done, it's going to be beautiful.
Our boarding pass.
Oh, I got you.
I don't even know why they have a studio for 760, because there's nothing, there's no people. It's all automated.
Right, but technically, they always have studios for stations and case, and also weekends and brokerage shows. But right now, you're right. I wonder how Freedom Radio is doing.
They can't be doing too bad with all the people, but
no, they got some strong people on it.
Abolish ICE plans to protest at the home of the warden of the Aurora ICE facility and also canvass the neighborhood to inform neighbors that the warden of the facility lives there.
What is it? Knock on the neighbor. It's like the Antifa guys. They're going to knock on the neighbor's door to try to do the work and say, hey, you know, we've got the ICE warden living in the neighborhood.
You have to send it to me.
What is this?
I think they're supposed to do it for big rallies on the 21st.
And you send it now to stop traffic.
This report is sponsored
Well, I hope Trump people show up.
They send it
Well,
all
they're
over.
doing it,
You would think that's their granddaughter.
And lighter than usual
I swear to
volume, just
God.
a little bit slow on eastbound I-70 between Dahlia and Quebec, but otherwise.
How come I don't see anything on 9 News about it?
Off freeway northbound.
So you're telling me it's on fucking national
You're
news?
telling me. I
But
love
it's
when he
not.
starts a sentence out like that.
This is absurd.
What is it, Mark?
Mark,
what
They just did national news on what Antifa's going to do this weekend, and it's nowhere locally.
With a high in the mid-80s, mostly sunny and 88.
Now, I don't know if they're actually saying it's Antifa. There's a rap, they're doing a, I can't remember the group, from downtown Denver to Aurora.
Denver trial lawyers.
What do you call it? Ice March? I mean, what is it?
They want to settle your personal injury claims quickly so they can move on to the next case. Denver Trial Lawyers fights for the success of each individual.
Hundreds
Visit
gathering.
DenverTrialLawyers.com.
Hi, my name's Christina Stumble, and I own Farm Girl Flowers in San Francisco. With my Spark Cash Card.
This is last Friday night.
No, this is coming out on the 21st.
You mean,
Last year, I redeemed $115,000.
you mean to tell me.
Yes, $115,000.
I don't see shit
And
about
that
it.
doubled our digital marketing budget for the summer. Thanks to my Spark Card, we had our best summer yet. Imagine what the Spark Card from Capital One could do for your business.
Here's one. Thousands will protest outside Aurora
I sent it just to you right now.
Immigration Detention Facility, July 12th.
Did you get it?
This is old school shit, man. I don't know.
Come on, let's go.
What did you read about it?
I've listened.
Ma'am, drop the pen. Liberty Mutual customers.
National coverage?
So you only pay for
I
it.
don't know. Oh, Michelle Malkin is one of the ones that's going to be there.
I don't know who that is.
Michelle Malkin, she's on Fox, Asian, very pretty.
Nick Sobolewski, a select quote agent with a true story that could save you.
Oh, I see his stuff going way back. Abolish
Her
ICE.
husband, Ray, has a $300,000 group life insurance
We'll
policy,
talk about
but
it
is
later.
changing jobs and can't take it with her. Well, I shopped the many federated term life insurance companies we represent and found Ray, who is 41 and takes medication to
Or
control
you
his
don't
heart.
have to, no, I just tried, what I tried to do is
$500,000
we're here,
$147.
we're here.
That's almost twice the coverage for less than half of what he had paid. If SelectQuote hasn't shopped for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
Peter Boyles talks about, he doesn't think they should do it, the counter protest.
Why?
He says they're gonna go and just try to, start shit and, get people in trouble and then video stuff, like, they'll put people that are, protesting the ICE protesters, and they'll start throwing rocks and stuff, and then they'll video it and make it like the conservative guys are the bad people.
Yeah, let's get rid of the enforcement. You might as well get rid of the cops too, right? Police cops, FBI,
Till you cry, John Caldera and 4. This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the extended hour of the Troubleshooter Show. I urge you to get your calls in right now at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. This is all about problems, questions, and complaints. In fact, it's impossible to define this show. It's help. That's what it is. Help. That's what I would say. What is it? Help. We help people with all kinds of things. We also introduce them to new concepts, and we talk about issues. What issue is on your mind? Anything? Do you think it's fair to protest someone's home if they're involved in something, if they're doing their job, like the ICE facility? They're going to protest his home. I don't think that's kind of fair, but then again, I don't know. And we have the freedom to do it. Doesn't make it right.
I could cross-reference that with Corey.
What do you mean?
He's doing his job, people would argue, with the Denver nuisance law.
But I'm not telling people to protest.
No,
his
but
home.
we should go out there Friday while he's doing this thing for the school board.
Yeah. By the way, the Denver nuisance abatement law, as I said, the most unjust, it's a terrible law. We need to get an update on that one of these days with our attorney who's handling this case. Ben Dinelli, Marco, Ben Dinelli Law Firm, and we'll get into it another time, but in essence, the city gets away with it because they lie about it. When people call and say, is this really happening, they lie. You know what I think we should do? These new city council people, they're particularly, I believe there are 2 new women on there, 2 new members, and I think they sound like they really care. Here's the problem. If they don't educate themselves about it, or if you call the city, they will tell you it's not happening. And it's a real battle. And it's very simple. Nuisance abatement laws were meant to shut down criminal activity by taking away a criminal's tools. That is not what is happening in Denver. Now, I can safely say, and I challenge Denver or anyone, Berdorfsky, it's one of the city attorneys in charge of this, or one of the officials. Corey with a KKK, Corey Nelson, the racist pig liar who's running for school board, and our mayor, the whore-loving mayor, who not only hired whores, but sexually harassed his staff. I am begging you all to sue me. I've just made some very inflammatory things said about you. Please sue me. And then I will take you and shred you, because then I get discovery. Otherwise, it takes longer to get all this information. But they won't sue me because everything I'm saying and everything I'm going to tell you is correct. Then I will take your calls at 303-713-TALK. If you're a drug addict, or a drug dealer, and you pull a jet into an airport and you're offloading drugs, they take your jet, and they should. If you are using your car, they should take your car. But what if you loaned your car to someone and that someone gets in trouble? Has nothing to do with drugs. Let's just say they're a scofflaw. They didn't pay parking tickets. They can confiscate your car and keep it forever. And if anyone from the Denver City Attorney's Office tells you it's not true, they are lying to you, and you have my name on it, you have my word on it, that if I'm lying to you about this city nuisance abatement law, I will quit my job. I will leave radio. That should be their incentive. I am telling you that there are many cases, many, not a few, many, where people that had nothing to do with a crime at all where people were pulled over or they were sitting in a car and that car was confiscated and the owner of that car had nothing to do with it. Nothing. In fact, there are some cases where the underlying charge was dismissed completely, and they still kept the motor vehicle. There are yet other cases of mistaken identity where they kept the vehicle. And I'm going to go one step further. They don't take it from rich white people. They don't even take them from middle-class white people. They take the vehicles from Hispanics and blacks and poor white people because they know they can be victimized and they don't fight back. Now, they may not have it. They probably didn't have a meeting and say, let's only target black people. No, I don't think they did that. Or let's only target Hispanics or poor white people. It's what happened. It's how it happened. Because here's why. People caught up in this net, like this one truck driver we know, he took his car to an auto repair shop at a guy's house. The guy supposedly was a habitual traffic offender. They said they saw him drive this car with no front license plate, so they arrested the mechanic. They were after him. And they took the car owned by this truck driver. The truck driver says, this is not my fault. I'm not the offender. They said, oh, no, but he was using your car in the commission of a crime. So what the hell do you mean? Well, he was driving it and he shouldn't. He had a suspended license. Now listen to this one. They take this man's car and he calls and says, what can I do to get my car back? They said, you have to pay a fine and answer a lawsuit. He said, what are you talking about? Can we have a meeting? So Corey says, yeah, we can have a meeting. So our guy calls back Corey. And he says, so how much is it going to be? He says, well, the fines are like $1,600, but you got to wait for your paperwork. And he says, what do you mean paperwork? Because this guy didn't understand what paperwork. After 10 days, paperwork didn't show up. This guy's calling every other day. Finally, sometime on a Wednesday, he calls, or on Thursday, and says, I need to get my car back. And the guy says, I'll tell you what, let's make a meeting for Monday at 1 o'clock. Then that Friday, or the Friday following that, it might have not been the very next Friday, he calls. He goes into court, and claims that the defendant never contacted him, and he's had no answer and no contact, and got a default judgment against him. So our truck driver calls the city attorney. This is Corey Nelson, the guy you may put on your school board in Douglas County. He calls him on Monday on his way to the meeting and says, what do I need to bring? And Corey Nelson says, it's too late. You've abandoned your car. He said, what do you mean I abandoned it? He said, well, you abandoned it and we got a judgment. He got a judgment by lying. Now, I swear to God, this man is running for school board in Douglas County, and he is a city attorney, and he lied and cheated to take a car from a black man and sell it for the benefit of Denver. Denver's making $3 or $4 million a year on this program. If you ask for the records under the Open Records Act, you know what they say? We don't keep track of it. They purposely stopped keeping track of the money they're making so they don't have to answer how much they're making. They purposely stopped. For the last 15 years, they kept records. They purposely stopped so no one can ask how much they're making on this program. The average car is sold for $1,500. Do you think that's a van from a soccer mom in Greenwood Village? What do you think it is? We had a family call us. Their entire family business was trashed because they took their van they use for their electrical business. This Hispanic family came up from nothing and had an electrical company, and now they have nothing, and they're about to be homeless because of Denver. And if you call those bastards, they will lie to you and tell you it's not true. They are scum. And the mayor shouldn't be a mayor. He should be in jail for his whore-loving ways, but he's not. He got out of that. And he got out of sexual harassment. He gets out of all of this because he's slippery. And he's a scumbag. And I swear to God, I hope you are offended by what I'm saying, and I hope you come down hard on me so I can get into court and by discovery prove each and every word I'm saying. But you won't, because you're cowards. And that goes for you, Corey Nelson, you racist pig. We have more coming up.
Weekdays 2 to 4. It's Michael Brown.
Well, Kamala Harris says she supports impeachment.
Let's repeat. The holes. Ooh, that family had that van taken, electrical business, all their tools and equipment,
Right,
everything.
everything.
Yeah, God, everything.
And they were able to get like a few things.
Hey,
out
if
of
you're
it.
depressed, like I'm depressed over this nuisance abatement law, but it doesn't count. But no, seriously, there is a clinical depression that is med resistant. Your medications don't work that well. You might be taking 2 meds or you change meds. There is a clinically proven treatment. It's an electromagnetic pulse. I mean, it sounds scary, but it really isn't. It's a passive treatment. You sit down and they aim this strong magnet at your brain, and what it does is it energizes your brain to be more receptive to medication. It's a proven technology, and it's available through TMS Solutions, and that stands for Transcranial Magnetic Stimulation. Littleton, Cherry Creek, Centennial, Fort Collins, please look them up. It's tmssolutions.com. 303-928-0499. It's prescription based. Find out more and then talk to your doctor.
Life insurance.
I wonder if you would have a better sense of direction after they make your brain.
You know, I can't get these bastards to react to suing.
No, they just don't care.
Well, they do care, but they can't do it because they know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They know that once they sue me,
But everything
gets open.
Everything. They also know it's all true.
Yeah,
So
I agree. I agree with you 100% about it.
I have them so over a fucking barrel, they can't do anything about it. Nothing.
They keep pounding them on the air. That's
I
what
did a mail,
But you know what? They steal from people every fucking day.
trying to figure out, you know.
Yeah, this guy was actually going to
how
a house.
migrate.
And it was proven. The mayor.
Yeah, right.
Like, how dare he had a sexual harassment
hemoglobin
lawsuit.
iron.
I wonder he's
Their
employed.
iron in their brain is
They had a job.
magnetized.
Really? He's still a mayor.
That's why they're able to.
So they actually use magnetic earth as far as,
for migration.
Wow.
So somehow they're
Some
hiding the
humans
money that
have
they're
higher,
getting from
much higher levels. And they were studying humans that had higher levels because they had a better sense of better sense of direction.
So they could actually like, you tell me that there's no police profiling.
Underground, they could tell.
I mean, if this is going on like that with the minorities.
But the weird thing is,
Do
they
you believe
also
in police
catch
profiling?
fish, and they also
That's what they're doing.
housing.
I have a lot of people that I know from Mexico.
I couldn't get fish, and I'm starting to think that's my fault.
All of them.
Literally, I've never caught
They
fish.
stop them. Really?
No, they won't. They
You ask
for
for
hook one to the tail.
their identification.
Really?
They didn't do nothing wrong.
They're saying that the magnetite thing causes your
They got, yeah.
nylon.
Then I had an administrative lady that was dating a black guy.
Fishing, and the antenna goes down.
And
Fish are
if he was driving around
really
a Lone Tree area, a nice area,
You know how fish can.
they stopped you for no reason at all.
Look at your finger.
A mile away. The fish in distress, it puts out.
I mean, I just
nervous
look at-
system.
I am.
Sharp can figure that out.
In my situation, I never suffered any.
Oh, what background did you
It
want?
only works with copper
No.
rods.
Nothing to do with that.
I know.
They have
Good
people that
assault of
you
the
don't know
earth.
what that. I don't.
You know, and I never had nothing, not discrimination.
They have two rods across it. They have to be brass or copper. And people have a high magnetic, the higher magnet, the better they are at that.
But what do they actually, are they actually, they're saying it actually works?
Well, they did some testing where they buried some water things in the ground, drugs and stuff like that. They found them.
So far, it's just you.
So there's some drillers, a lot of drillers that they used out there still.
They use it, my brother's drilling for his water well back in the south.
Yeah, they still use them. They truly believe it. So
actually, my sister-in-law said she went over and she at that same place. Saw it down or whatever.
They cross.
Those you have, aren't they like little L's and stuff?
They go up and down.
Something like that, but you're ready to get you.
And they're supposed to be copper or
copper or brass.
Mark, that one that I got is sitting down in the refrigerator. I've never used it. It's sitting right there right now.
Copper or brass are really a magnet, non-magnet.
I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, I know.
You're
talking about cerebral lighting?
Or could you use anything else that's copper base? Well, is it, you said brass?
And
brass is copper and zinc, right? Isn't brass copper and zinc?
Something like that. You make copper tin to make brass. I don't know the alloy.
Bronze, one's the bronze, one's the brass.
Yeah, I don't know the exact alloy, but I know that tin, antimony, zinc, there's a bunch of that put in there.
I remember that.
Mayo did that study.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, like what I'm saying is that your hemoglobin.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Joe Chiano, Become the Banker. Joe, as far as life insurance goes, people that buy regular whole life, what are the downsides? If you're going to buy just life insurance, period, and you need enough to cover you, I know you're going to say, why not Become the Banker? I'm going to ask you that. But I want to know about regular whole life first. Just regular whole life. Somebody right now with regular whole life.
Okay, well, see, Tom, whole life is whole life. It has a death benefit.
Yes, and you pay for it.
And you have a level premium, and it builds cash.
All whole life.
All of them.
Okay.
But the Become the Banker whole life is actually built a little bit differently.
Okay, but someone with a whole life policy, but I've seen people with whole life policies that are paying too much.
Absolutely, because
but why?
they get a huge death.
But okay, for a huge, are you saying a lot of people are overinsured?
I don't know if there's actually that problem. I believe that the insurance is a real noble thing to do.
Okay,
right?
So regular whole life builds cash value too. It all does, right?
It all does.
Okay.
But the Become the Banker policy is structured a little bit differently.
The way you do it.
The way we do it.
I know.
It builds more cash value faster.
Because you have people put in extra money.
Extra money.
Okay, so if people with a whole life, can't they just put in extra money too? Could you show them how to use the one they have?
No.
Why?
Because it has to have different components.
Like what? That's what I'm wondering about. Because I got an email saying I have a whole life policy. Why can't I do this?
It's a rider. There's a rider in the policy with the Become the Banker that allows people to put additional monies into, bypassing the life insurance factor.
Okay.
So that means that the cash value grows.
Because if they put in extra money, without that, all they do is increase coverage.
That is right.
So the way you have it, coverage is only increased by the mandatory amount.
That is absolutely right.
By the lowest amount. That is an agreement between you and the insurance company to only insure for the minimum. But that grows too. As your cash value grows.
It has to grow.
It has to grow. Or it becomes an illegal, not taxable. Illegal, but it becomes taxable.
Taxable, right.
Okay.
So our policies will never meet that, okay?
Because it automatically increases according to cash value.
Exactly.
A normal policy doesn't have that rider.
That is right.
Okay, so what about people with term coverage? What's wrong with that?
Well, term is only temporary.
Well, yeah, you pay a term, right?
You have to die for the policy to pay.
Exactly.
So,
but it's not expensive, right? Isn't it cheaper than, let's say, a whole life?
It's really, cheaper. But if people continue to renew it, the older they get,
it's like renting a policy, right?
Right. When they renew it, they would be at their present age.
And they're not building equity.
They're not building any equity at all.
David, what's going on with you? And by the way, we're taking calls on anything, any problem, question, or complaint. All you have to do is call 303-713-TALK, 303-TALK, 303-713-8255. I got a bunch of email here I can get to, but what's going on with you, David?
Yeah, I was supposed to call in a while ago. I got 3 policies through Joe probably about a year and a half ago, and we did everything over the phone and the computer.
Yeah.
So Joe had asked me to call in several times, and this has been the first opportunity.
Good. Because I asked Joe, I told Joe I wanted to hear from people who have actually done it, so thank you. I've heard from a few now. So how are you actually doing it?
Well, so far we have not borrowed any money against it. We're getting to a point where we're going to do that.
Okay. Now, you said you have how many policies?
I have 3, my wife, myself, and I got one for my youngest
All right,
son.
I want to ask a question. What's the benefit of 3 as opposed to one big one? Joe?
Well,
I'm asking Joe. Joe, why?
Okay.
Really, there's no benefit. I mean, the main benefit is that each one of them is insured.
Oh, okay, I get it. You're right.
They have their own little pool of money.
But the money grows exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
Okay, but if they want to borrow money, they're limited to the cash value, but they could take out 3 loans. If he owns all 3, right, he can take out a loan on the other policies?
Absolutely.
Right.
He's the banker. He controls the
David, are you doing a level monthly payment, or did you put in a lump sum?
No, we are doing a monthly payment on all 3 of them.
How much cash value do you have right now?
Without looking at it, I am away from home right now. One of them is fairly big because we put a lump sum in one of them.
Okay.
The other 2, I was older. We did not put the lump sum in mine. And the other one is for my son, and he is just now turning 21. So it's going to be the bank for him. He's going to be able to borrow against it. He's going to be able to use it for a retirement, I'm hoping.
Oh, cool. 303-713-TALK. What are you going to first borrow for? Are you going to do a car? Are you going to do a vacation? What are you going to borrow for?
We're going to buy a luxury vehicle, I'm guessing here. We've got about 4 more months on a deal that's going on, and we're going to be setting in fairly good shape, and then we're going to start using this.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. 303-713-TALK. Shane? What's happening with you?
Hey, so I went to a car dealership on Saturday to buy a car, and they pulled my credit report and found a foreclosure on my credit report. The last house I owned was a modular home in Evans, Colorado. I paid cash for it when I bought it, and when I sold it, I got paid cash for it. And now, for some reason, it's showing up as a foreclosure on my credit, and I need to know how to fix it.
Okay. Well,
yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me either.
Okay. Did a foreclosure actually go through?
As far as I know, it had to, because it's showing up on my credit report, but I don't know how it could have got to my credit report.
But it's true. That's what matters. If it's true, you can't necessarily get it off. Why do you feel like you should be able to remove it?
Because I got paid cash when I sold the trailer. That was just the long and short of it. They wrote me a check, and I walked away. They walked away. They
well, if you
had
more equity,
I paid cash for it when I bought it, sir.
Okay, then you got to walk us through this. You paid cash for a trailer, right?
Yes, sir.
And then what happened right after that? Then what happened? Did you get late notice? Go ahead.
Nope. I moved in and I lived in it. I paid my lot rent like I was supposed to. I did everything up front and normal like I thought I was supposed to, and then I decided I wanted to move, and the trailer park actually bought my house back from me and then sold it.
But
they wrote me
They wrote you so you bought your trailer, you live there. When you moved, they bought it back, and they recorded it as a foreclosure.
Somehow it's been recorded as a foreclosure.
But you never even had a loan on it.
Right. Never. I paid cash outright.
Well, then challenge it on your credit report.
I don't even understand how that can happen. No, but why did you just flat out ask them hey, you bought my trailer and you called it a foreclosure? Because I mean that's I don't even know why Do they acknowledge there's a mistake? The people that bought your trailer, are they the ones that reported it? Who reported it?
I don't know who. That's just it. I don't know who reported it, and I don't know how to go about getting any information at this point. The only way I know about this is that I went and bought a new car on Saturday, and they showed the only thing that showed up on my credit was a foreclosure. And I'm like, that's absolutely impossible. Because first off, it's not a house. So how do they foreclose on a trailer? Which I'm sure they can. I don't understand all the ins and outs of it all, but I paid cash. They paid me cash. It should have just been a wash and walk away. And obviously,
I know. I just don't. I mean, it's baffling me. I don't mean to keep asking you a question. It's just that it's like if I went and sold my condo, and all of a sudden a foreclosure shows up. It just doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, like, did you just challenge it at the credit bureau first? The credit reporting agency, we call them bureaus. Have you ever challenged them saying, you know, this is bull, whatever? I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
Boy, you were close.
Did you?
If you can tell me how to do that, I'll be glad to do it.
All right, here's what you do. Hold on, and I'll tell you exactly what to do first. Let's take one step at a time. And I'd love, Deputy Clint, I would love for you to call the people that bought his trailer to see if they did anything whatsoever with a title company that would have indicated a foreclosure.
This is Denver's talk station
Did I
with
come
Ross
close?
Kaminsky in the
Did
morning.
Is a trailer even real estate?
Thanks for that, by the way. That's good.
Did you see? Look at this.
No, I know. Thank you.
The trailer even real estate?
That was 6 weeks ago.
This line right here, though. Look.
No, I know.
Look at the line I just said.
I know.
What starts it? That's literally the name.
The trailer's real estate.
That's the name.
This is really important.
Sun this afternoon will cool off to the mid-50s overnight tonight. Mostly sunny tomorrow for your Wednesday with a high in the mid-80s. Mostly sunny and 88 on Thursday. It's 83 right now in Denver. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHAL.
Hall of Fame catcher here, Johnny Bench for Blue Emu. After 10 gold gloves, here we go, Tom. A great catch. Blue Emu has supported my healthy muscles and joints for over 15 years. Blue Emu works fast and won't stink. Available at retailers nationwide.
I saw a video that was so incredible to me. You got to see it too, okay? Go to foamyourwalls.com. Foamyourwalls.com. Basically, if you have traditional insulation in your walls, you're probably paying too much for energy bills. I mean regular, great insulation. Now, if you're going to re-insulate, or you should, if you're building new or doing additions or whatever, you need the right insulation. And I swear to you, you will be amazed at the savings in energy bills. And this new state-of-the-art foam called Retro Foam is an injection mold that goes into every nook and cranny in the wall cavity. Installation takes maybe a day. And I'll tell you, it's hassle-free, environmentally friendly, no off-gassing. You will be amazed. I mean, it compresses the old insulation, or if you have no insulation, it goes in. It'll fill everything and around electrical outlets and switches. You'll never have a better one ever done, and you'll never save as much money. This is not this crap you see in a can at big box stores. This is done by a commercial outfit that comes on site, and they do it from the outside of the house. Call for a free estimate. You will never have better insulation ever. And you know a side benefit? It soundproofs your house up to 80%. 720-676-6333, 720-676-6333, or look at this video, okay? It is foamyourwalls.com. You know I did that on purpose long so I could have that. Thanks. Are you hip? Hip to my message I just sent you?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, no, you got to be really hip or I'm in trouble.
I'm hip.
Okay.
I'm the hippest. I'm so fucking hip.
And tell your fucking partner here. No, I'm serious.
I'm not. Trust me. I get it.
I got to go. How much time do I have? It doesn't matter. I can't wait anyway. Mark, yeah. Well, Mark can always talk.
Like in his plane, he's got those barf bags.
Yeah.
Specially lined bags.
And if you're smart, you carry a depends on your airplane. Stuff them down the front of your pants and pee on them.
In a little bag.
They have little things that you can put like in your boot.
They have torch on, things like that. But it's actually easier in most airplanes to just stuff a diaper because it goes into a gel.
Okay.
It goes in one-way fiber. It goes in at different ends.
I dropped many a barf bag full of urine out of Cessnas in my life.
I love it.
Many, many, many.
You did?
Oh, many.
Because your dad, the youngest?
Just flying many. If I ever had this, I'd just straight on barf bags and toss it out the window.
Which plane were you going in? Your dad's plane? Okay.
Yeah. Now people put a depends in a plastic bag. Sometimes they pee in a plastic bag. Sometimes
You throw it out the window?
Yeah.
That's not very nice. Not quite that
Oh, and make sure we're not over. It's only when we're going across country, not just up.
Isn't that called
No.
No, you know what? When you go up and the pressure goes down outside, the pressure in your bladder goes up. So you do have.
It'd just be long trips, man.
Except for
Freaking New Jersey to Arizona, man. That was a long
Holy
trip.
shit! That's really.
Well, yeah, we'd stop all the time.
Yeah. God, that's so long.
No, we went cross country so many times I couldn't even tell you. It's fucking horrible. It's worse than a car accident. Because in a car you could just pull over it.
Or you're actually looking at stuff going by, where a plane you're looking at freaking stuff.
And it's louder. It's miserable.
It is a lot more noisy, but the only thing I like, I don't.
And the seats are uncomfortable. Shit.
I got noisy, but
I love it.
What do you do, you rent that hotel?
If you're up high, we can't see anything. If you stay low, you can go 5 miles over and see a completely different track than you did last time. I don't know if you were on the road.
It'd be interesting for a while, but after a while.
No, it sucks.
Well, it depends on where you're going across. You go across Kansas, there's nothing to look at.
I like doing stalls and touch and goes as a kid. That was it. Flying from A to B was like driving from A to B.
I go over the mountains of Phoenix, and it's fun. There's a lot to look
We've
at.
done that numerous times. Flagstaff up around that area.
What do you think about those drones?
I think that's the craziest shit ever.
What?
They were dead nuts too, man. I mean, those things are all GPS. What I don't understand is what was the what
reasoning?
No, not the reasoning. What was the implosion? What was the explosion?
Look like? Oh, they had video of it?
No, I'm saying just a drone this big flying into something is not going to create.
They were big.
What's the date?
Well, even so, they must have had. You're saying there was no explosion?
Oh, no, yeah.
Today, that's not what
It's Thursday and Friday.
Was there a bomb on the fucking drone?
Okay, the bomb drone, okay.
So they weaponized the drone? They weaponized the drone?
Yeah.
Oh, they blew up the Saudi airfield.
50% of the audience are Saudi Arabia is to produce oil.
Was it self-destructed, or did they drop it?
That's what I was asking him, like, how did it work?
I don't know.
They also
You know what? They don't give a shit about sacrificing a drone.
Yeah, just fly it into whatever.
The 19th and 20th.
Boy, that's a good idea, weaponizing a drone, really.
Friday the 20th?
Just a couple days.
6:30. Yeah, just a couple
GPS track.
Hi. By the way, for those
Asking about the seminar for Become the Banker this Thursday and Friday. And to find out details, rather than give you times and dates, I will tell you in general, where are they? Are they up north or south this time?
Both places, Tom. We're going to have one in Centennial will be on Thursday.
And then this Friday is?
This Thursday will be on Centennial at 6:30 p.m.
And this
then
Friday?
On Friday will be on North Glen at 6:30 p.m.
Okay, so becomethebanker.org will get it all. They'll get all the information.
Absolutely.
Okay. 303-713-TALK. Let's go to the phones now. Shane, we're still trying to figure out how that happens. We're asking people, but to get it off your credit report, here's what he said. He said he bought a trailer cash. Then he lived in it a while or whatever, kept it a while, then sold it cash to just a buyer, right? Or to the people that run the park?
To the people that run the park.
Now, were you behind at all on payments for the lot rent or anything?
Nope. I paid everything all up in full the day I moved out.
But the day you moved out, I need to know something. Because now I got thinking. What did you owe the day you moved out? How long had you owned the trailer? How long had you owned it?
A year.
And during that year, did you pay lot rent?
Yes, sir.
Every month.
It'll show on his
Okay.
credit report who's reporting it, then you got to ask them.
Yeah.
It's really that simple.
Every month you paid lot rent, you paid everything. So at the time of the sale, what month did you sell it?
Holy cow.
Just roughly. Roughly.
I'm going to guess June.
Okay, so in June when you sold it, what was due and payable at that time, right at that time, at closing? Just
not a penny.
Just your
Nothing
prorated
for me.
stuff, just all your prorated stuff, right? Like your normal prorated rent and all that. You didn't have any back rent. You didn't have any back anything.
No, nothing.
And you got a check and walked away.
Yes, sir.
And then all of a sudden it shows that somebody foreclosed. Who? Mark brought up the point. Who reported that?
That's just it. I haven't put my eyes on my credit report.
Who told you this?
Simply for the dealership where I bought my car at.
Maybe they're lying to you.
Well, you know what?
No,
you're entitled. Hold on. You're entitled. You're entitled to. Well, you didn't get a rejection, did you?
No, but he still gets a free one each year. It's not a big deal.
And that one site that is annual something, it's the legit one, and I don't.
Yeah, there's only one legit one.
I don't want to give it out without knowing the legit, but there's one where you actually get it, and you get it free once a year. I don't think it's freecreditreport.com. I think that's a marketed one, Free Credit Report. There is something that's with the word annual in it, and it's free. But it's the only one, and Mark's looking it up. Here's what I want to do, Shane. I am so curious. I want you to keep us informed when you do this. What's that? Oh, you give them? Okay, Deputy Clint.
You nailed it. Annualcreditreport.com. Now, that website will just direct you in the right way. When you actually get to each of the three companies,
they're going to try to pitch you.
They'll try to sell you other stuff, just no.
Right. Okay.
They're going to try to sell you monitoring services and all that. Hold on.
Right.
Is Angel the one holding her apartment? She's still okay. Because I was hoping that we would get another call from someone saying, here's what I would do. But I'm going to summarize that. Eddie, this one, again, we get this call a lot now. How much are the charges on 470?
Yeah, they are $145, Tom, and $130.
This was a stolen trailer, I think.
No, was this the trailer? Then you're calling back. Was it the trailer?
No.
This is another call. So, how long do they say these charges built up?
Well, they were from September of 17 through March of 18.
Okay, and isn't that? Let me just ask you this: is it yours?
Well, I don't know for sure if it's mine. It sounds like it may be mine.
Well, what do you mean you don't know? Don't they have a license plate number on the bill?
Yes, and I will tell you that is my license plate number. So I would have to say,
not all the time. We have found that they get it wrong, so it's not all the time. So, do they describe the vehicle?
Well. Yeah, they do.
What do they say it is?
Same kind of
his vehicle.
Same kind of car as mine.
His plate, his vehicle.
And Shane, do you drive 470?
I live clear up in Arvada, and I don't. This is out of Peoria.
So you
I'm
don't
out there
think
like once a year?
Well, that could be maybe. What do you think? I mean, does it look like it's too often?
No, it was the total charge. Each charge was like $3, $2.
He's just upset over all the fees, right?
Yeah, but he doesn't understand how fast they accumulate. I want to know this though. Either it's his car or it's not. That's it. Either
it's his car.
Yeah, they describe it as my car.
But do they have a photograph? Do they have a photograph?
No.
Well,
no,
they will.
Don't.
They will have one. That's what you have to see. Eddie, they tell us, and Daphne's been communicating with them. They tell us that they will, if you truly want information, they will accommodate you. I want to go over what Daphne found out because they'll provide a photograph, won't they, Daph?
Here's Tom. Here's the big thing I have an issue with.
Okay.
They were sending bills to an address I never lived at.
Doesn't matter. Keep going.
And so, of course, then they taxed. It wasn't paid, so they tacked on $130.
If they truly were, they will work with you on those penalties.
As long as it hasn't got to the point where they're flagging your license, and if it hasn't, you better really watch it.
Well, they won't let me re-register the car. I went.
Now they're not going to play with your penalties.
Well, hold on now. Yeah, they're really serious about this, but if you truly show you were not notified and they were sending it to a wrong address, they will work with you on penalties, not on tolls or interest.
I'm telling you, if it gets to the point where they have turned it over for real collections and with the state, so you can't renew your tags,
not do it.
They are not going to move off of it, or at least they haven't yet.
Okay.
Because that's, how many years ago is that?
From 2017.
I got a registration history report from DMV, sent it to them. Somehow the DMV says I was registered at that address. Now that was an address I applied
Eddie,
for
you know what? It doesn't matter. Okay, if 470 sent it to the record address, that's not their problem. They only go by what DMV has. That's a DMV problem. And DMV is not going to refund you the money. This is just one of those examples where you know what happens. It really does. I mean, you have, I hate to tell you this, but you have to pay it. Then go back and try to forensically get it back, but you have to pay it. You know,
if you want to register that car, you for sure have to pay it.
Now, I will say this. Yes, there are times they make mistakes. They're not that often.
They've always come through when it's a real mistake.
When it's a real mistake, like when the character recognition software, the optical character recognition, OCR, is supposed to write down the number. And they tell us that they go through and verify, but it's very quick. They verify, okay, this is right, this is right, this is right. But once in a while, they'll mistake an L for an I for a 1, and stuff like that. A 0 for, I don't know if O's are allowed. I don't know how that works.
Or if it's truly a stolen vehicle and you report it stolen, you send them the police report, they'll get rid of it.
Now, impact traffic.
They fixed mine because you don't have the same plate number, but it was another state.
Do me a favor, though.
The plate number is the same as mine, but it was another state.
Oh, really? But
Yeah.
you're leaving when?
They fixed mine right away.
That's why I
said I'd never been wrong. Well, they looked at the video and it's fairly, they said it's fairly common. The recognition doesn't recognize what state it is, it only takes the numbers off.
And I also want something else.
And, but they took they went with the picture, wasn't the right vehicle, so.
You don't do the little tab thing on there?
I don't try to get on, I got screwed so bad on 470 one time, I was working on a house, I was dragging my little bitty trailer back and forth on 470.
Double axle.
Double axle. $16 each way.
They can actually see that?
They got 2 licenses. I don't know if they had 2 licenses, they said it was because of the double axle.
Oh, yeah, they know because 2 license plates.
Are you saying the trailer had double axle?
Yeah, the trailer had double axle.
Tandem?
Yeah, so it's trailer, you got trailer like a semi is what happens. Because they're together, it's a trailer, it's a double axle, so yeah.
It probably picks up that license plate, knows it's a tandem.
What time is your? So $3 a fee, 16, and I didn't realize I was going to see that.
Well, here's something, I got a little trailer with one axle, real light, it's like $43 a year to get a license. In Minnesota, it's like $28 for a lifetime.
They've got crazy with trailers. And you know what happens if you don't register?
You gotta pay $100, it goes up to $100. You gotta, it's not just trailers, it's vehicles, everything.
You know,
It's not just trailers.
It's the maximum of $100.
Yeah, I think so. You know, I never know somebody cut around.
Where'd you get your suit? Men's? Over at the mall? Oh, how much was it there? I didn't hear you. The men's were, oh, but you had to have a certain kind, right? For the ceremony. I mean, they told you what to get.
Did you buy a size?
No.
How much are they if you bought one? Did you even look?
They give you some, no, it's just for the jacket, it's $200.
Oh, I have to pay $200 for the whole thing when they're used.
Right.
But aren't they all used when you bring them back?
Right, but I don't think you buy them.
Those are just the rental ones?
Then he's accent.
I bought a rental
He
one
missed
for
it.
$200. I used to wear it all the
Once
time.
you swap, you're asking out.
What do you got this knees out?
Some stand tall. So,
And touch the hair out.
and I didn't
Kind of one off there,
You know?
No, I think men's warehouse is really the way to do it. I mean, that's much cheaper.
That's what I just done for Miles' dances and bullshit, and I had to get a tux one time. I don't remember why I had to get one. Oh, because he drugged me to some Roseanne bar.
October 24th.
Thing.
At the Red Rocks?
No, it was a private.
More about the drone. I didn't hear about that.
Oh, no, yeah, they
She was
bombed
good. I thought she was
An airfield or something?
No, Saudi Arabia's,
And hey, Joe, so you know,
had them
all your pre-recorded, he updates them every month with the exact dates.
50% of the oil Saudi Arabia's bombed it.
Oh, Jesus, okay.
Well, that's why you're going to see a little bit. Why the hell they haven't thought of that before?
Because every time the airplane I have has a long easy. What's it called? A long easy. Same one that John Denver got killed in. Anyway, they're a really safe airplane. I know that whole story because I know the guys who sold them the airplane. Gene Snow, yeah, long line. Sold them that airplane. I'll tell you the story later. But, anyway, wherever can, so we'll the Air Force get those because they're covered fiberglass and they're almost nice and the air real they show, but they show about the same size as the bird. And so they don't pick them up. They're not a jet, so they put a heat signature. And they're not very noisy.
Look at
These are the drones?
No, that's what he's talking about. I'm going to enjoy it. They're those weird looking, the propellers in the back. It's almost his velocity was just a bigger, longer wingspan.
Forcing version of it. Same, exactly.
Is it the same manufacturer?
No.
Same design.
Yeah, Velocity made a kit. Mine is plans. Mine's taken 18 years.
Have a good time.
Bye-bye, guys. Has it flown yet? See you, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Has it flown yet?
No.
You haven't even put it in there.
I brought it home to paint it. You still wear a tie on? Being holes in it. I know.
But those drones again, they said originally from Yemen.
Yeah.
Yemen's in South Florida, Saudi Arabia.
Yemen.
Yemen.
That's a big war going on right now.
Right.
The guys in
Saudi
Europe,
Arabia
they go
going
show
against
houses.
that.
Wouldn't buy a plane from there now.
No, the drone.
I wouldn't fly there.
I'm not used to that.
I would stay away from their airfare deals.
But they're backing, Iran's backing them.
Oh, yeah.
But they said that the missiles were coming from northwest, which is Iran.
What a cheap missile used.
Did you truly read that though? What I said?
Anyway, for pretending.
Tell me that's not fucking amazing.
And into the U.S. radar is mobile, so we can't hit. It's either AWACS or because if you put a radar station someplace,
I guess
deliver a bomb to it.
Oh, okay.
That's what we do. We send cruise missiles to addresses to take out the radar. So all the U.S. radars, almost all of them,
Smith and LaBelle.
you know, see the AWACS
Well,
plane.
I think
I'm going to email Eric.
As discussed, please give us the
So
wood background.
anyway,
So-
but those,
I already handled it.
because they're not very big.
Well, you gotta get the original. Those were copies.
Yeah, you got to send me one.
They don't make any
Just send me any of them. Whichever one he wants, send me.
He didn't say, he just
So
said,
they
as
were
discussed,
flying
county
in,
sheriff
the radar
decides, oh, what
They
number
didn't
two
do
got it?
anything
I'll
with
do it.
They're just showing
I'll
the
just
radar
send it
did
direct.
not detect them.
You don't care if I email Eric, right?
Probably fiberglass too.
They're too
No,
small.
no,
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
no. I don't
No, 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 I'll be
approach it
really
like
cool.
it's a line of cheating, you know,
They don't do
obviously, just say, you know,
picture,
we
they
gotta
don't make
clarify this.
Yeah.
Enough noise to detect them.
Okay, Tom Martino here.
And we have a comment on the guy with the trailer. Now, this recent guy wasn't a guy with a trailer, but a guy called earlier with a trailer. And his license plate was picked up, and he was getting the 470 tolls, and he said the trailer had been stolen. When Mark asked, did you report it stolen by police, just show him the police report, and I'm sure that they'll cut you some slack. He hung up. Bob, what's your comment?
Well, I'm calling about the guy that paid cash.
Oh, I'm
and then
sorry.
sold it
I'm
for
sorry.
cash.
You're right. I'm sorry. The mobile
Oh,
home.
the trailer
I
park.
get it. I thought because we were
Yeah,
just
the
talking about
mobile home.
470. Okay.
Sorry, Tom, that was on me.
Here's what he said. Oh, it's okay. He said, I bought the trailer cash, and I lived there for a year, or I owned it for a year, and sold it for cash, and it showed up as a foreclosure.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I own a mobile home in Granby,
Yeah.
and it's registered as if it's a car.
It absolutely
And-
is.
Yeah, but I still have to pay property taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Because
You know,
it's
I
in a
think this
lot.
guy nailed
Hold
it.
on.
I don't think there's an actual foreclosure. Is there on a trailer?
What do you think? What do you think is showing up?
That's
on his,
right. It would be a repo.
What do you think is showing up on his credit? What do you think?
I think that since he sold it in June, he has some back taxes that weren't paid.
So
and he doesn't know about
But
it.
why would it
show
be
as
a foreclosure?
Exactly. Why would it show as a foreclosure? Or
Because
oh wait, he's
maybe
saying
because he went through,
yeah.
he went through a dealership,
Yeah, but hold on.
and it's considered a vehicle.
But wouldn't that be a repossession?
You don't foreclose on a car.
You would think.
I don't know.
But I don't know. It just sort of, it sounded like he was missing the property taxes.
Yeah. Okay. Now. Okay, Angel, you have someone that wants to verify your story. Can I talk to him, Angel?
Okay, we'll put it right here, baby. That's fine.
And what's this person's name?
Hang on, I'm going to give it to you real
Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay, here.
I want to talk to him. And I don't have a lot of time.
Okay. Oh, yes, I just want to let you know real quick that, a lot of things have been going on.
Yes.
And, for instance, my mom, she lives in the same complex.
Yes,
and everything.
yes.
And the issues I'm having is that it seems like every time I discuss and I talk to people around that complex,
yes,
they keep telling me that they've been told to remove things out of their apartments because they may cause a fire. But at the same time, when I go up there and I talk to them, it's not true. My mom had a beautiful selection of plants, and she was forced to throw everything out because there was a fire hazard. Now, come on. I know for a fact that the few that she had against the window right there where she had the sun hitting them were not going to cause a fire.
Move on to what they're doing.
But anyway, you verified every word she said. So go ahead. What else?
And then about her, Angel, I always, like I said, when I first met her, I didn't know her, and I still, we're still real close friends and stuff, but at the same time, she's got issues too. I noticed that every time that janitor right there, my nephew used to be a janitor in the same location. He knows a lot of things going on in that area, and he's explained it to me that when he worked in that area, those people are ganging up on certain people.
All right, listen, I want to get... Hold on. Hold on. Even though Mark might hang himself, I want to get this guy back on because he deserves a better hearing than the end of the show. Angel waited all this time. We're going to get her back so I can talk to her neighbor. I want to know if these people are being mistreated. I'm Tom Martino. Don't forget referralist.com and save all your problems for me.